What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Terror Table for episode 103. The Terror Table, we're that podcast that talks about horror movies and stuff. We talk about horror movies, horror video games, horror books sometimes. Well, we're going to be talking about horror books next month.
Yeah.
So it's off to a rough start. But today we're going to be kicking off our creature feature series with my pick. My name is Mitch. Alongside me, as always.
Boozy.
And back in the trap.
It's Diego.
Diego's back. We got
With green hair?
Anymore.
We got all.
Yeah. It was purple and then it
Lime?
it was purple for a day.
Uh-huh.
Then it turned blue and now it's green.
It's like one of those moon rings.
Yeah.
Mood rings. Yeah.
Moon rings.
I don't know.
A
Fuck
moon
it.
pie. Oh, I
Yeah.
love moon pies.
I'm sick now.
Yeah.
I got real bad cold, and like that's the thing is you guys get sick more than anyone I've ever met, and
True.
now it's my turn. I just got sick today, so I'm gonna try and not be a sneezy little boy on
Feel
here.
the shame of sickness.
Oh man, and it's just such a shame because this is an episode I have a lot to talk about. But today we're gonna be talking about Stephen King's Sleepwalkers, which was directed by Mick Garris.
Featuring Mick Garris.
Yeah, we'll get into that in our main feature, but before that, we'll do our normal thing. We're going to talk about what we've been seeing and what we've been doing. I'm just going to give a quick reminder that we are I'm going to tell you guys what other movies we're watching in this creature feature series next week. I'm assuming Monday again. We'll be talking about Boozy's pick, which is called Splinter, and that's from, I believe, 2007. I could be wrong. Oh wait, yeah, there we go. It's Splinter. And then we're capping it off with Diego's pick, Rawhead Rex.
I've been wanting an excuse to do an episode of Rawhead Rex.
That's on my list of shame. I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either.
That's the thing is, I think
I haven't either.
you're out of all of the none of us had seen Sleepwalkers before.
No.
None of us have seen Rawhead Rex. You've seen Boozy's seen Splinter. That's it.
Multiple times, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, we started the show by doing stuff like this, just each taking a turn picking something. And to be honest with you, I thought that we were all going to pick something that we've seen so that we know we're going to like it and we know that we'll have lots to talk about.
Oh, just me.
But I'm proud of us for doing breaking out of it a little bit. Bless you.
Oh, see, I still am a little sick.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
feel unsafe being the only non-sick person.
Since I never sit here, I never really stared at the posters really. And I just noticed in the Evil Dead, like somebody's credited Dan Hicks.
Mm-hmm.
That's Sailor Dan's name.
Is it?
Yeah, Daniel Hicks.
That's a very local.
Yeah. Sailor, he was homeless for a long time. I don't know if he's still homeless.
He's not homeless. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's what it. He was. He's a local celebrity here who draws pictures of boats and gets money and drinks.
He has a contract with Alchemy.
Does he?
Alchemy Clothing.
Really?
Yeah, he designs.
I was going to say he dresses like a Vietnam vet.
Yeah. And I think he's told people he is, but he's not.
Yeah, he's a bullshitter.
Yeah.
And everyone thinks he's so nice.
He's a fucking ass.
He's
He's
a
a fucking
asshole.
psycho piece of shit.
He is a. I think he told Courtney's, like, one of her old coworkers, something about her mom's sucking cocks in hell, like something along those lines.
Exorcist.
Yeah, but it was something brutal. But yeah, fuck him. This just in, Terror Table says fuck Sailor Dan. Okay.
Put that in Planet S.
Yeah. Hot takes. All right, let's move on. Let's get into this, boys. So we're gonna take our turns talking about what we've been up to, and then we don't have much for news today, but I got a few things, so we'll touch on that, and then we'll get into our main feature probably around the hour mark.
I got something for news, but I'm assuming one of you already grabbed it. So
Probably. I don't think he has anything, but I got a couple things.
I neglected news.
There was something huge today.
Yeah. Something
Okay.
really big today.
We'll talk about that. Yeah. Okay.
It's my penis.
So, who wants to go first?
I'll go first just because
Diego wasn't here last
I'll
week.
lead off with Glass.
Yes. Okay. So Diego was
blow your load.
I saw Glass on opening night, and then
with our guest.
Yeah.
Mike
I saw
Fisher's-
Mike there. Yeah.
Well, how big was the crowd? I don't think we asked Mike.
It's pretty big.
Was it sold out?
It wasn't sold out, but
No.
it was close to
Landmark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I went to an earlier showing. Like
Since we know that you don't listen to the podcast when you're not here, or like even when
sometimes I do.
Yeah, but Mike even says he's just like, yeah, I wanted to like meet Diego outside and see what he thought of it, but he had disappeared. And we're like, yeah, that's what Diego does. Like you throw a smoke bomb down and then you.
You're like Darkwing Duck.
Yeah.
Good reference.
I said that you probably Naruto ran out of the building.
Man, it's funny you should say that because I've been doing that a lot lately. Actually,
That's classic Diego.
I've been like at the combat room at work. My break, I run like that and I try and run off the walls. See how many steps I could get.
Oh, like Mila Jovovich in Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get there.
Okay, so what did you guys think of Glass? Not before I say anything.
Okay, should we go first? Yeah, I kind of want to know what you.
I just want to feed off of this.
Okay, well, first of all, I'll say that our friend and brother of So Be It, Jeff Thiessen,
My name's Jeff.
he texted me, and I guess he texted you as well.
Yeah.
He's just like, he was going to go see Glass, but then he's just like, honestly, I just thought, like, he stuck around for the spoilers for our episode, and he's like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't go. It sounds like a real piece of shit. And then I was just like, yeah, but it wasn't that bad. Like, I was still fine with it. Like, I still liked it. He's just like, really? You said one positive thing about it. I'm like, oh, that's right. I guess I didn't like that movie.
So I liked it.
I think we both thought it. Sorry, not okay. I think we both thought it was a really big missed opportunity.
It was a disappointment.
That was the exact word I was going to use. It was a complete missed opportunity.
And it felt like it wanted to be a split sequel with how much James McAvoy was in it, and everyone else was.
It didn't need the Unbreakable stuff.
No. Okay. So, as usual, James McAvoy stole the show. Like, he was the best part of the movie. He's
so
flawless.
good in that movie.
His performance is flawless.
That's the one thing that I liked about it. But the thing is, like, as much as I didn't really care for the movie, 5 minutes of McAvoy was the price of admission for me.
Yeah, it really was just a big missed opportunity. Like, I enjoyed it. I liked it. But, like, if it was its own standalone thing, I'd be like, okay, that was all right. But, like, in the context of, like, it being a trilogy, it was pretty piss poor.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't a bad movie. It was well shot. Like, the acting was good. I still like the whole idea behind the thing. But that being said, if he's like making a trilogy to those two movies, like, you know, you set the bar pretty high.
It's a significant drop.
Yeah, it's a huge drop in quality. But as a standalone movie, I still enjoyed it. But I would only give it like a 5 out of 10, maybe, if I had to score it.
That's pretty much where I'm at too.
But like, it was fine enough. Like, it was. I thought the pacing was really weird. It seemed kind of rushed in a lot of spots.
Yeah, sometimes it wanted to be Unbreakable, but most of the time it was trying to be split.
Yeah, and then any of Samuel Jackson's parts were just kind of
pointless,
weird. Yeah, the twist was just. I don't know.
Are we allowed to talk about that? Because I don't.
I don't think right now. Just
because there's so much I want to say, but I'm like, I'll save it for after or off air.
The twist was like, okay, you know,
like, it's like it's kind of something that I like would have thought of. So I expect more.
Yeah,
like you're supposed to be smarter than me, M. Night.
Like, this definitely isn't going to be in my top 10.
Fuck no.
No. Yeah, I don't know.
As a fan of comic books, you and me, we're comic book guys. How did you feel about like them ramming down exposition about comic books the entire time?
It was too much.
And same with like being like so much of the movie was like trying to remind the audience about Unbreakable, which happened 20 years ago. Like the whole like this is at the very beginning, so I'm not going to feel bad about saying this, but like M. Night's in the movie and like he references like
hey, I remember you 20 years ago. Maybe I worked at the baseball field. I used to be a bad guy.
Yeah, I used to be a bad guy. I really turned my life around. Thanks. It's like what?
Quit sucking your own dick, M. Night. Like, we get it. You made a comeback. Now don't fall off.
I know, and it is definitely a misstep, I think.
Yeah. But again, it's not like it was a horrible, terrible movie on its own right. It just
wasn't that good either.
It wasn't that great, and in the context of what it should have been, it was a huge letdown. Like, first, it's only January 28th right now, but that was so far my biggest disappointment of the year. Yeah,
we gotta stop talking like that. Like let's because I know that you especially love doing that, and I love doing that too. When we really like something, we're like, oh, it's in our top 10. It's like it's fucking January. Like,
I know, but like, this won't be in my top 10.
No,
and I do want to rewatch it, especially knowing like what's.
I hope you see more movies this year, though. That's what I'll say.
What do you mean?
Well, because you know, you even
did you see Escape Room? No.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. That was actually decent.
Yeah, I've heard. I still want to see it, but I missed it when it was in theaters.
Yeah.
I'll go to when it's in Rainbow because I've heard good things. I've heard
it's fine.
Yeah.
It's just it's a PG Saw.
Yeah. Okay. I watched Unfriended the Dark Web.
Did you like it?
This would have made my top 10.
It's so good.
It was so fucking action.
It's so good.
My only criticism that's not really a criticism is just that because of the first one I was hoping for a bit more supernatural elements.
Yeah.
But
there's zero supernatural shit.
Yeah, but it was fucking tense.
That's what I liked about it more, I think, is that it was more it was realistic to an extent, but like it's also heartbreaking.
And it's creepy because that shit,
really
it's
creepy.
Like, you know, like Mark Zuckerberg says, like, and the head of the FBI, they cover their webcams like on the computer because they know like.
Yeah, we were talking about this in school the other day. Apparently, there's there's a website people can go to, and you can pretty much just hack into any camera across the world at any time. Like, you can just open up people random
But is
cameras.
that on the dark web, or is that just a local website?
I don't know. I'm
doesn't
assuming it
sound
would be
like-
the dark web.
yeah.
But like, yeah, so like someone could just be seeing you like pumping yourself with your
I was gonna
flashlight.
say somebody's gonna see a ton of me jerking off.
Yeah, and like really awkward, like like you double chin.
It's interesting too because before this movie, like I've been, like I've always been kind of fascinated by the dark web, not in a way that I would ever fucking use it, because it's one of the things I'm never gonna go to. But me and my friend Aaron, who we watch movies together, we've been watching like a lot of just videos about the dark web on YouTube, and like people have been ordering. You could order. They're basically like, like those loot boxes you could get delivered to your door.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people can order dark web boxes, and it just someone from the dark web will send them a box full of shit.
Like an ear?
Like SARS?
It can be anything.
That's fucking weird.
And they're very weird because this guy got like this video full of like little girls' hair and stuff, and so it's super creepy. And he got like a USB tape that, or USB stick that he put in his computer, and had a video called "We All Eat." And it's a super weird video, and then I think like a baby might
Just a fleshlight filled up.
Well, I think a baby might be getting eaten, and I don't know. It's really creepy. It's really gross. So yeah, we were like, "Fuck it, let's watch Unfriended the Dark Web."
But I mean,
then,
at that point, are babies really people? They don't have
No,
personalities.
No, you're not a baby until you're not a real person until you're like until you know real
11,
pain.
until you're
Yeah.
Just,
babies
oh my
can't.
God.
You can eat a baby; it's not gonna feel it.
Yeah, it's a late abortion.
Oh my god.
Okay,
hot takes today.
Yeah, director and writer Stephen Sisko of Unfriended Dark Web, he said that, like, I listened to an interview with him, and he said that, like, everything in that movie is based off something that's actually happened.
Well, and apparently the first trailer for the Dark Web he uploaded on the Dark Web.
Crazy.
Yeah. So that's how
I thought it was a huge jump in quality from the first one, and I liked the first one.
Because the first one, like, a lot of people didn't like it, and a lot of people actually, this one got a bit more praise than the first one.
Yeah.
But no, I really like this movie, and it made me feel dirty, and it was sad. Which ending did you see? Because they had different endings.
Can we talk about it? Guy on a bike.
Okay, that's one I got too. But then I looked up the alternate endings.
Okay, I still, because I want to buy it.
Yeah.
Is that out yet? I think it might be out.
It is. It's been out for like a couple months.
Oh fuck! I go buy it.
Yeah.
I like that movie a lot.
I watched Anne of the Apocalypse.
Yes.
Yay.
What'd you think?
It was fun. It wasn't the best movie. It wouldn't have made my top 10, but it was fun.
It seems like a Diego movie.
It was very fun.
It's a good Christmas movie.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. So that's the thing. Like I watched.
Darcy Meredith, who hates Blair Witch Project and Cloverfield, said that he loved that movie.
Why did you put that at the start?
He also
Are you trying
likes,
to discredit him?
but he also has watched Kuso multiple times.
Yeah.
and he listens to Zeal and Ardor now, so I like him.
Yeah, Zeal and Ardor is great.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about this a little bit though. Anna and the Apocalypse. So positives, negatives. What was it that made it so that you weren't in love with it? Because people either, in my experience with it, people either fucking love it or they really don't like it.
I really liked it. To me, the production didn't seem the greatest. I don't know what it was, but something about it felt kind of cheap.
Felt like a TV show.
Yeah.
Like Glee.
Yeah.
Which is cheap for me to say, but
it just sucks because I think that's what they were going for. Like,
which is fine. It's a low budget movie.
Yeah. It just but. There's low budget like Evil Dead where it works and you're like, this is fucking awesome. But I don't know, the production, it just felt like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I liked it. I don't want to make it sound like I'm shitting on it. It was fun. Like the songs were catchy.
Do you have a favorite song?
The one when they're like shit's hitting the fan and like she's singing and stuff and like the guy singing. And
Hollywood Ending?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, they meet up in the graveyard.
I like the one that Boozy always Snapchats. My favorite dish is fish,
fish
motherfucker. Yeah.
Or
I have the whole soundtrack.
I also like the guy is like he's like the king of killing zombies or whatever.
Yeah, and the ugly dude's the jock, and then the ugly,
They're both
like
ugly.
but the friend zone guy is more of a jock than the other guy.
Yeah, I know.
But that's like, times have changed. It's kind of like, this is super off topic, but we were watching the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies, which are fucking terrible. The first one's fine.
First one's okay.
Yeah, but it's just unnecessary. But the thing is, like, how Flash is like this little nerdy guy and it's same in Homecoming. Flash is like a nerdy
He's
bully.
like East Indian
but
in Homecoming.
Yeah. Okay, so but the thing is, like, that's how bullies are these days though, because they can bully on the internet now.
Yeah.
Bullying has evolved. I've liked watching it evolve.
I think I've said this before in the show, but I still love what Tyler Creator said about cyberbullying. He's like,
just turn off your computer.
Turn the fucking computer off. He's like, how is cyberbullying even real? Just turn the computer off. LOL. No, but yeah, it was good. I liked it.
Cool.
What else we got here? I finally started Castlevania season 2.
Coming with the heat today, Diego. You got lots. That's good. I'm proud of you.
It's good. If you like season, there's not much to say about it really. If you like season 1, you like season 2. It's a bit more fleshed out because due to the praise that the first season got, they were able to.
Is that animated?
Yeah.
I watched some of that with Tyler. Yeah, it was kind of cool. I watched some of it with Tyler.
Yeah, it's good.
It was really violent.
Yeah.
I watched the first episode, and I should watch more because I love Castlevania.
And the first season, it's funny. Like there's a lot of humor in it. There's a few in here that aren't horror, but I just want to talk about them. Trigger warning.
Trigger warning is great.
It's fucking great.
I've watched a couple episodes twice.
Have you watched it yet?
I have no
I
idea.
think you'd
what
love
that
it.
is.
It's Trigger Warning with Killer Mike.
Killer Mike from Run the Jewels.
It's like a docu-series, and it's kind of like Nathan For You.
It's like Nathan For You, but smart.
And it's yeah. So he just goes and like
It's all about black culture.
like the first episode, he's trying to live black for 3 days. So he's only eating food that's grown by black farmers. He can only smoke weed if it's from a straight up Jamaican.
And he can only go to black strippers.
yeah. So like, there's this Asian girl like trying to twerk on him. He's like, look, you're not black. I'm trying to spend money. On the black
He's like, you're
community."
beautiful, but not today.
Yeah.
I'm only spending money on black things today.
And there's an episode where like
Cripicola is my favorite one.
Yeah. So like you know how like the Hell's Angels like sells merch and shit. You can buy it
Support
anywhere.
your local 81.
Yeah. So he's trying to capitalize on like the Crips and the Bloods. He's like, why don't the Crips have a soda? So they invent Cripicola, like using a marketing team, and it's all real.
Yeah.
Like, they sold Cripicola in Atlanta apparently.
That's the thing is like there's a lot of things that like with any reality show like that, a lot of it's going to be staged.
Yeah.
Of course there's things that are staged in it, but the core ideas, the ideas that he has, he's a genius.
Yeah. Killer Mike is super smart.
If you haven't listened, like I think debatably just as good as Trigger Warning is Killer Mike on Joe Rogan last week.
Yep.
His episode was unbelievable.
Well, he was on there because of
Trigger Warning, but he's just such a smart dude, and he's like a genuinely good person, and he's got some really good ideas. So it's nice to see. I for sure want a season 2.
Yeah. I think they will do it too because it got pretty high praise. It was cool to see LP.
It's fucking hilarious.
It was cool to see LP in an episode too. So, I watched the Fire Festival documentary, which could be kind of technically a horror if you want to get into
it's definitely not, but I watched it too. Let's talk about it.
Oh man, like
were you fully prepared to suck a dick?
Fuck, that was wild. You know Fire Festival, right?
Yeah.
So like the cool thing is, it's like this happened in our lifetime, and I remember when this went down.
It was like 2 years ago.
I know. That's the thing. Like it happened in our life. Like it's basically Woodstock.
Yeah, but much worse.
Hi Courtney, who invited you here?
She's bringing me tea.
Shut up, Diego.
What kind of tea is it?
It's lemon and something.
Lemon orzo.
What can you bring me?
It's fine, thank you. We're talking
Wait,
Fire
Festival.
Didn't you say on the Soviet episode that Courtney is one of the last Ja Rule fans?
Yeah, she is. Like,
that's too bad.
yeah, no, but it's
I know,
because
right?
because what we were talking about is how like I legitimately think that he is the least talented person who had a very successful career for a while because like he's got nothing.
Was he in Half Past Dead? Or was
Yes,
that
Half
DMX?
Past Dead. It was him. And DMX was in that too, I think. Well,
DMX was in
Cradle to the Grave,
Cradle to the Grave, Jet
and
Li.
Exit Wounds.
Yeah.
With Steven Seagal.
Joe Rule, no.
Wow, we are flying off
DMX
track.
was in movies with Jet Li, and Ja Rule was in movies with Steven Seagal.
Yeah, Cradle to the Grave was epic.
Yeah.
That was the one where it opened up with "Go to sleep, bitch." Do you know any of these movies?
I know the song. I don't know any.
Yeah,
DMX. I've heard of Cradle to the Grave.
I used to love DMX as a kid. Like I had a.
He just got out of jail.
Yeah, well, he's one of the biggest idiots alive, next to Ja Rule. So, like, yeah, let's quickly talk about the Fire documentary for a second, though, because it's wild.
Like, I knew it was bad just because, like, I remember when it happened, I was paying attention to all the live tweets as it was going down, but holy shit, I didn't realize how fucking bad it was.
It's, like, my wet dream, though. Like, watching all these trust fund kids lose all their money.
Oh, I know. I love it. Like, they all got what's coming to them.
Yeah.
My favorite part is how, like, after he, like, when Billy was out on bail, and he starts another fucking scam.
I know, he's scamming
on
again.
camera.
Apparently, I want to watch, there's the Hulu documentary.
The Hulu one's not great.
I heard it's better.
Really?
Yeah,
I
because
heard the complete opposite.
Yeah, I heard it's better because it actually features interviews with Billy. Like, he's actually, he's in it.
Hulu paid him for that one, too.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
and like this one was made, the Fire documentary was made by the Fuck Jerry guys who are like pieces of shit too.
Yeah.
But,
So apparently, the Hulu doc apparently paints them in a really negative light, whereas the Netflix
favorite line,
really
because this isn't spoilers since it's worldwide knowledge at this point, but my favorite line is when Ja Rule's on the phone, he's like, "It's not fraud, it's like false advertising." Same thing, you
Thanks,
fucking
Ja.
idiot. I just love how the guy wanted a celebrity poll and he got Ja Rule.
Yeah, no shit. And then that's all for stuff that no. So this one, again, not horror, but it deals with like supernatural
say it.
things. I've somehow started watching The Good Place.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
So it's a show with Kristen Bell.
Oh, I've heard this is awesome.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's made, I think it's made by the same guys who did Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Dallas loves it.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's about Kristen Bell plays a character who she dies and goes to. It's not, there's no heaven or hell.
Wait,
It's
you say Christian Bale dies, but he's a woman?
Kristen Bell.
Oh, they said
Sorry,
Christian
sorry.
Bale the whole time.
Oh man, that good. There's
No.
a viral video, the YouTube video. Kristen Bell. Kristen Bell. Kristen Bell. Kristen Bale. Have you seen this?
No, is this like a Laurel Yanny thing?
Yeah, but no, it's just this guy.
Just him having a
It's
stroke.
it's just pictures of Christian Bale, and Kristen Bell, and they start morphing together. That's such a Diego video. I can't believe I've seen it. We'll look it up after. Kristen Bale.
So Kristen Bell, she dies, and there's no heaven or hell because they don't want to talk about like religion. Obviously, there's a good place and a bad place, and she goes to the good place, and she's not supposed to be there. So it's this whole like she's a piece of shit, and she's trying to live in heaven basically and like not get caught, and it's pretty funny.
I've heard it's great. Ted Danson.
Ted Danson. Yeah, I was like, is it Tony Danson?
No, Ted Danson.
Ted Danson's in it.
Ted Danson.
Adam Scott has like a guest appearance, and it's good. It's fun. It's
It's
very
a comedy?
Jason Mantzoukas.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's very lighthearted. It's quirky. It's funny. It's
we
easy to
need
binge.
some of that in our life.
Yeah.
It's a miserable world out there.
And then that's it for movies, and I'll talk about the video games.
You save when I'll close it off, and we'll end off with that. Boozy, what have you been up to?
I don't have a ton.
Slamming puss.
I suppose. I'll just go through quick. I watched the first episode of the Bundy Tapes.
Yeah, we watched that last night too.
That is terrifying, and I'm glad I watched it with another person. If I'd watched it alone, I probably would have turned it off, because it actually is genuinely creepy.
This is awesome, because you're very well-versed in true crime and serial killers, and so am I. But, like, I've heard so much shit talking about this show. Actually, particularly from our friends Jeff and Johnny, they both really didn't like it. I think they turned it off after the second episode, because they just said it's, like, boring, like, nothing new. Which do you feel like there's? I feel like they still made it kind of. I've only seen the first episode, but
there are some things where they like kind of talk about that they gloss over that are kind of bigger to the case that I'm surprised they didn't go into as much.
But of course, did you learn anything?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because
and the whole reason I wanted to watch it in the first place is because they were talking about how there's all this audio that hasn't been heard, and I was like, okay, I want to hear this new audio.
Yeah.
Because it is really
it's just
fascinating.
Yeah, I'm with you, and I'm looking forward to. I am going to watch the rest of it for sure. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it's one of those things, though. Like, of course, like a lot of people already know everything about Ted Bundy, so it's not going to do much for them. Mm-hmm. You have to just be really fucking interested in it to get anything out of watching stuff that you already know about, because they present it in a different way. It's made by Joe Berlinger, and which is interesting enough. He's the guy who did Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Vile, and Evil. And I think what's smart about this, though, is a lot of people don't know about Ted Bundy. Like, there's a lot of people out there who are gonna it's gonna be awesome for them.
And I think another thing that really helps it is having people who are surrounded, like that he was surrounded by when he was still alive. So you're getting to see all these people who actually knew him, and you had a couple people who did from his hometown saying that he seemed very normal and they actually liked him. So
I get that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like that's also like that's the whole story about Ted Bundy. It's like whenever people talk about Ted Bundy, they're like, oh, he was the guy who was kind of hot and he was like really normal. He was and like that's like everyone already knows that. So there's people like Jeff and Johnny who are just jaded and they want to be miserable and hate
that
everything.
That always confused me because a lot of the pictures I see of him, he's just got like a wicked unibrow.
Yeah, I know. I don't
he's
get
average.
it. Yeah, he's super fucking average.
Back then, in the
that's what I'm trying to put it into context. Is I'm sure he was.
Okay, let's settle this once and for all. Tear Table style. Is Ted Bundy hot? Yay or nay? He's not fucking hot.
Hot for now or hot for then?
For then, sure.
He's fucking unibrow.
But I don't think he was. I wouldn't say hot. He was handsome.
He was,
Because the thing is, there's sexy, hot, handsome, and cute.
Jeffrey Dahmer was.
Jeffrey Dahmer was cute. He was cute and quirky.
He was.
He was a little cutie pie with his glasses and his John Lennon face.
Would you rather die by Ted Bundy? Oh no, I'm taking Ted Bundy on this. John Wayne. I sent this to Mike today. John Wayne Gacy or Jeffrey Dahmer? Who would you rather die by?
Which one raped you while you were alive?
Both of them. Well, no. Actually, Gacy.
Then Dahmer.
Yeah, but Dahmer would drill holes into your skull.
That was only one person.
And then pour acid in it.
That was only one person.
And then come in your throat.
I'm taking Dahmer.
Would you?
Yeah.
So you just
Because I know
you'd be cool with being Dahmer's fuck doll.
Yeah, I'd have the comfort of knowing that he's using every part of me like the great buffalo after I'm dead.
That's true. He's like a hunter who uses up all the meat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and plus you got to think about like how because Gacy had put them in what are those called? Like they're like shackles where they'd lock up your head and your hands. And you'd be getting fucking railed by a fat guy dressed like a clown. Like I think, yeah, I would take Dahmer.
Shit on his dick.
Yeah, just poop or pee. Yeah.
Wow, this is
Highbrow Daredevil is back.
Wow. Yeah.
But I don't know. Like that's a tough choice because I was like, if I put Ted Bundy in there, obviously you'll choose Ted Bundy because he just killed you, then fucked you.
Yeah.
But he didn't fuck dudes, did he?
No.
Yeah. So yeah, so there's still more for me to learn from those. Okay. All right. So is that
Thank you,
everything?
Zac Efron.
Yeah, that's it.
That's everything you watched?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm kind of terrified now, actually.
Well, I was going to talk about this in the news, but let's talk about it right now then, since it's touched on here. But they released the trailer for Shockingly Wicked, Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile.
Very exciting.
Everyone watch the trailer?
Yep.
I think it looks awesome.
Looks fun.
That's the problem.
The backlash is so.
Yeah, but looks fun. A Ted Bundy movie.
The thing is, I think that's a misdirection. That's a trailer.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but two, like, there's people being fake woke online and stuff. The fucking point, like, they're using that.
Woke.
They're using it to their advantage. Like, that's what Ted Bundy did. He was using his charm and everything to make it look like there was nothing wrong. People were like, this movie's romanticizing him. It's like, no, it's just
That's what he fucking
just
did.
showing exactly what he fucking did. They're not like, what if we made Ted Bundy hot and charming? It's like that's what people thought he was back then.
And I think people had the problem with Zac Efron, but you realize that Zac Efron looks strikingly like
him.
And so I guess that does settle the hot debate.
That's what I was gonna say though. He looks Hollywood hot for like he's the Hollywood hot version of Ted Bundy.
Zac Efron's a hot boy.
It makes sense. Like
but
that.
They do look.
Yeah, I
similar.
saw someone tweeted about they're like, yeah, Efron's a great choice and everything, but have you ever looked at Ryan Gosling and realized how good he would be as a Ted Bundy? Because he would be a great Bundy too.
He's too slim.
He's too slim and he's too quiet.
Ted Bundy's pretty fucking slim. Anyways, I don't know. Like
Zac Efron is pretty jacked.
I think it looks good. It premiered at Sundance 2 nights ago or last night, so I've seen some reviews.
Yeah, and the thing is, the reviews are saying like it's going to be a polarizing.
It's
movie.
going to be divisive no matter what. It's a serial killer movie.
That's the thing. It's either going to be for you or not for you. That's the thing. So it's one of those movies. Like I know how.
It's going to be really easy. It's going to be really easy to be triggered.
I think it's going to. You know when we talked about the house that Jack built?
Yeah.
It could do all the same things that a house that Jack built, but because that is fictional and this is on reality side, I think it'll be a lot more tame than how that movie would be.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm comparing those is just because they're so similar.
Yeah.
Well, and like I can't remember this movie. Is this movie going to be more like My Friend Dahmer, where it's
more aggressive.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like it's basically taking place. You get really apparently quickly gets you into the trial. Like it's after he's caught.
They're gonna gloss over a lot of the really gross details that I think a host that Jack built probably went more into.
How about James Hetfield playing the cop? Sure. I like that idea. Like he's the one who he's the
cop.
And he's in the trailer. He's the cop.
Crying?
No, he's the cop. No. Yeah, he's sober now. But he's he plays the cop who catches Ted Bundy. He apparently has a crucial role because it's directed by the guy who made Some Kind of Monster. He's personal friends with Metallica. Which is awesome. Like I'm looking.
Wait, did you say Poo-talica?
No, Metallica. That's probably just my sickness.
I think Poo-talica. I think you said that.
I love Metallica.
That's a better name. Poo-talica.
I'll always like Metallica before Saint Anger.
Yeah, I like the last one. It's fine.
What was it like? I didn't even listen to it.
Is it? No, it's not Death.
No, that was before that.
No, I do like some songs of All Nightmare Long. It's a good song. So this is going off.
Who
are we? So
Cyanide. I've already died. So fucking lame. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know. I think it looks good. Reviews are very mixed already. People fucking hate it, and then other people are like,
"What did you expect? It's not going to be across the board like this is incredible."
I haven't seen one person say it's incredible though. Like,
yeah.
That's so I'm just tempering my expectations a little bit because this is a movie I'm very excited for.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. When is it open worldwide?
I don't know. It's just at Sundance, so they'll
They're
announce.
still looking for distribution. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they'll for sure they found it at this point if it premiered. Like it's because that movie's going to make a buttload of money.
Yeah,
but that's also what Sundance is for. What people don't realize is that's you. Giving,
a lot of the times,
like, hey, do you want to put out our movie?
You throw Zac Efron in and I'll watch it.
Yeah, he's surprisingly turned a leaf. He's real good.
Really good actor.
Yeah, he's good, except for in Baywatch. Fuck Baywatch.
But that's not his.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
And also,
it looks like I personally hurt you there. Like, that's not his fault. It's not his fault.
The thing I'm excited for this movie too is because like lately, like he's proven he can act, but like lately we've only seen him in comedy roles. So I'm excited to see him in like a more serious tone.
He's in a really serious movie that you would like called The Paperboy.
17 again? Oh.
Is it like the video game?
No, it's fucking disgusting. You should watch The Paperboy. It's twisted.
What's a misleading title?
Oh yeah,
The most sick and twisted movie this year.
Nicole Kidman, I think, is in it. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember it being fucked. Matthew McConaughey, Nicole Kidman, John Cusack. Oh right, I just remembered a scene from that movie. Whew. Okay, sorry.
It's a good cast.
All right, like, so my turn then, or what?
Yeah.
Okay, so technically, I watched 4 Saw movies, but I'm going to announce right now that I'm not going to talk about them.
Okay.
Because me and Boozy, and I don't know if you're interested, you could do it too, but we're going to watch all of them.
Yeah, I was
in for that?
I was hoping we would do that at some point.
Okay,
yeah.
but Tyler's going to join us too.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
thought that was like a plan a while ago. You guys have both already started this?
No, I started.
Okay.
I started it, and I asked because I wasn't sure.
Got a head start.
I wasn't sure if you were going to be ready to commit to 8 movies.
It's Saw. I can do Saw. I can't do Halloween.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we'll plan to do a Saw series. I'll save my thoughts on those. I have a lot.
I didn't even see Saw 7, and I still haven't seen Jigsaw.
All I'm gonna say for people to, because if you're one of our listeners who follows me on Letterboxd and you see my reviews, I'm going to say I'm coming around to the Saw movies. Like I've been enjoying it.
I've never had a problem with it.
But I've given most of them 2s. So like that doesn't mean that I didn't like them. So just like I have a lot to say about them, and I like Courtney and I have been okay. So basically, I'm in school right now. My brain has been mushed by textbooks and math, more math than any normal human being should be doing ever. So I've been in pain mentally. So Courtney and I have just been like watching the dumbest stuff that we can find, and I think Saw falls into that. Like I'm like, it's such good mindless. It's just watching people get ripped apart. Yeah. So we started that, and we're on a real shit roll right now, because that brings me to what I will talk about today. We are starting to watch the Resident Evil series.
Oh. So
we watched Resident Evil, the 2002 movie, yesterday, and I'm just gonna say it. I like this movie. I've always, it's been a guilty pleasure of mine. I think actually on air I've shit on it before, because it is exactly the definition of a guilty pleasure for me. But upon rewatching it, there's a lot of stuff to like in this movie, I think. Like there's, I remember how I was so disappointed and so butthurt about, because like we'll get to the next thing, because we're obviously talking about Resident Evil today. I was so obsessed with Resident Evil, such a huge part of my life. When that movie came out, it was one of the first movies that I illegally downloaded, because I couldn't get into the theater. So I downloaded on like LimeWire and shit.
You got like 800 viruses right there.
Oh, 100%. And they were like cams. I actually wrote down, I was like, what? Oh yeah, okay. On Kazaa, I downloaded Resident Evil, Jason X, 8 Mile, and Like Mike.
What a fucking mashup.
Yeah, the Bow Wow movie. But yeah, I don't know. Yes. Okay. So this movie has a lot of good things in it, but it also has a lot of really horrible things, because they're trying to start a film series on a video game, and they're taking pretty much the bare minimum from the video game, which is my problem with it. Because there's so much awesome lore in that series that you could be incorporating. But what I realized this time is they actually did put a lot of the lore in this one. Like there's the zombie dogs look awesome.
The Cerberus, they put that in. They have the liquors in there. Yeah. They have the zombies.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because they had the laser room, which wasn't in any of the games. But then I can't remember if it was Resident Evil 4 or 5, but they ended up putting a laser room in there.
Yeah. Well, it's one of the most memorable. It's probably the most memorable scene in the movie.
Who was the black guy in that movie?
I can't remember, but
wasn't Michael J. White? Was it?
I don't know.
But I remember it because he jumps over all the lasers, and then that one's coming in and it turns into the fucking grid, and he just like.
I'm telling you guys, it's not that bad. Like this one is not that.
About the very first one? Yeah, I still own that movie. I think out of all of them, that's the one I enjoyed the most.
Yeah, I definitely like it. No, his name is Colin Salmon.
Well, just if you even watch that movie, it's very it's on such a smaller scale, and then you look at all the movies they started making after that just got so fucking insane.
Well, they try to put someone like when they shoved Wesker and Nemesis in there, they fucked
Man,
up.
like that's Apocalypse. As a kid, I was obsessed with. I thought it was fucking awesome because they put Nemesis in it. That's all I cared about. But then, like, I'm really dreading. Like, we're probably gonna watch it tonight. I'm really dreading watching it because I know that one's probably one of the worst.
How they fucked up Wesker.
Yeah, Wesker was he was basically what's his name from The Matrix.
Agent Smith.
Yeah, he's so similar to him. But yeah, I don't know. And Michelle Rodriguez is the worst. We can get that out of the way right now. She always has been. Yeah, she's fucking so bad in that movie. But I remember, so my cousin, who's one of the people who got me into I have two cousins from different sides of the family who got me into Resident Evil as a kid. One of them went to Japan on a foreign exchange student thing when he was in grade 12, and he was obsessed with Resident Evil at the time, and like he even told me that apparently Resident Evil, like, because I was asking myself where I'm getting at with this is I was like, how did they make 7 or 8 of these movies? Because they're so fucking bad. Like, they get so bad. How did they keep on making them? It's because, like, in Japan and, like, overseas, these are, like, Biohazard is like Lord of the Rings to them. Yeah. Like, it's like their Lord of the Rings. Like, people go out in hordes for these movies. And, like, it's crazy to me because I'm like, they get undeniably horrible. And I can't wait to get there. I still haven't seen the last 2.
I think we forget about that a lot of the time is the international market.
Yeah, because we're
kind of money that things.
Yeah, we're like Canadians and Americans. We're just selfish and we only care about ourselves.
Yeah. We're speaking the right language.
Exactly.
I didn't see the most recent one, and I don't want to see it because I just Paradise City.
The Guns N' Roses thing turned me off so hard. It was like, you already lost me by turning this into like something that is so far from what the video games are.
But then again, the video games kind of was straying away for a while.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 6 was horrible.
It was bad.
And then Resident Evil 7 was good.
Yeah.
They came back, but
Yeah, I don't know. One thing I didn't know about this movie, though, is that, first of all, as a kid, I never thought this, but Mila Jovovich is like super pretty in that movie. Yeah. She's really pretty in this movie.
Wow, that's like... That is probably the nicest thing you've said this whole episode.
Because usually you'd be like, man, she was like her body was banging.
I never say shit like that.
My fleshlight is named Mila Jovovich.
Puss.
I never say that shit like that. I was raised by 3 women.
It's just I don't know. That was just such a nice
respect
moment
women.
Right there.
Yeah, well, she's
Mila
pretty.
Jovovich used to be so pretty.
But she's
like
pretty.
An angel in the light.
Yeah, she's pretty. But she did all of her own stunts in this movie.
But I would also finger bang her on a Ferris wheel.
Oh, thank you. That's a FYRE reference. And okay, yes, I have said stuff like that before. Okay, but yeah, all of her cuts and bruises were real in this movie, which is cool. Good. And but like, and that's like the scene that was in the trailer. It was so cool. Like, I remember as a kid being like, "Oh, that's fucking wicked." When and I already mentioned this,
wall,
she jumps off the wall and then she kicks the dog, and it looks so good. But the thing is, for the rest of the movie and her doing her own stunts, apparently, the camera, Paul W.S. Anderson holds the camera like so close that you can't see anything anyways.
And you know, for that scene, she specifically requested that she has to kick a dog in the face, like a real dog. She's like, if I ain't kicking no dog, I ain't filming no scene.
You're shutting the fuck up right now. She kicked a real dog in the face. You got to add that to the Wikipedia. But yeah, the zombie dogs still look super sick. One thing I learned from a rewatch, though, because after I did a little bit of research wondering how this fucking movie came to be, originally it was called Resident Evil Ground Zero. And it was changed because 9/11 happened.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's a little weird for me, but yeah, I don't know. One of my biggest pet peeves in the whole zombie movies is like the whole people having to discover that you need to shoot them in the head.
Yeah,
I get it because not everyone's seen Romero movies, and like, how do you know? But like, just use even the slightest bit of common sense. Think about if something dead is walking.
Shoot it in the brain.
No, but they always have to do that thing where something's coming out there like, oh, if you come any closer, we're going to shoot you, and then they shoot them, like, oh,
and then they get up again.
Yeah, yeah. And how do we stop them?
Yeah, like there is cliches out the fucking wazoo in this movie.
But you need to have those.
Yes.
It's just storytelling technique.
Exactly. But I don't know. Overall, I surprisingly liked this one a lot more than I... Like, it's a 3 out of 5 for me. Like, it's fun. It's dumb. It's dumb and entertaining. The violence is sick.
You know,
and
I might like it.
My Plague at the end. Oh my god!
Yeah.
When I was a kid and Slipknot kicked in,
it was a Resident Evil mix because it was toned down a bit. Because in Resident Evil 2 they did Killswitch Engage and Heartache they did Resident Evil mix, so it was toned down a little bit.
Man, that's gonna... Okay, now we can get into the nitty gritty of what we're gonna talk about. So now I'm done talking about movies. Let's talk about the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC remake of Resident Evil 2 from 1998. The classic game. I finished it.
But did you only finish Chris's campaign?
Yeah, no, Leon's.
Leon's campaign?
Yeah, Leon, and I'm going to play through with Claire.
Yeah.
But I ordered Resident Evil 4 today on Amazon because I couldn't find it anywhere in the city.
What system?
PS4. They remade that, or they remastered it.
I didn't realize that they did because I have it on Xbox One. I didn't realize that they did a physical version.
Yeah, and so I ordered it from Amazon. It's supposed to be here because I can't wait to play it. But so let's.
Then you finally got to beat Resident Evil 7.
I'm going to go through all of them except for 6. But I think I might even play 5 again. I liked 5.
5 was fun if you had another person to play with.
Man, and that's exactly what I had. It was me and Jared. Like we went fucking ham on those zombies. But yeah, okay. So this fucking game, man. I don't know. Do you want to kick it off? Like what?
You're playing on easy mode.
How do you know that?
It told me. Like it's funny.
It changed it. It changed it because I kept dying. I had it on standard. It is a fucking hard game.
I've died once.
You haven't died once.
I haven't died once.
Are you playing on extreme or whatever?
No, because
standard.
I'm playing on normal only because I would play on extreme, but the whole I'm gonna go through it again on extreme because when I have more time. But the thing is in extreme you can only save if you have ink ribbons, so I don't want to be playing it and have to go do something and get stuck going I need to find an ink ribbon so I can fucking save my game.
Yeah.
No, I'm playing on normal.
Who has time for that? Who the fuck's I got time to look for these ink ribbons?
Oh man, I do that shit. So, but because that's the thing is, okay, so for example, I just finished Red Dead Redemption 2, which is I probably put over 100 hours into that game.
Okay.
That game was $80, like every video game now. Totally worth every single penny.
Are you trying to? Are you in?
Well, Resident Evil 2.
I know, but I was going to say you're talking it up more a bit because Jeff's whole. Stance.
No, Jeff's an idiot. It's a fucking masterpiece game. It's incredible. But that thing is I worth every single penny. I love that game. I had put so many hours into it. Here's the thing. We're gonna get fully into this, but if you weren't a die hard in love with Resident Evil 2 person as a kid, I can't see the reason to spend $80 on this yet. I would still say play it. I love it, but it is a 9-hour game.
Yeah.
You can play through 2 different campaigns, but they're the same.
Yeah,
there's a couple differences.
Some differences, and then you also unlock Tofu Survivor if you do it good enough, and Hunk's campaign.
Yeah, I would 100% recommend this to someone if say they'd never played a Resident Evil game and they still want to give it a shot. When it's $30, but for $80, you can't fucking for me, it was worth every penny. It was
me too.
Oh, it was just okay, $10 an hour for this incredible experience that I was man.
And I think because the thing is, it's not just an HD remaster like the Resident Evil 1 remake. Well, it was still a good remake, really good remake. It's not just an HD remaster. It's a full on from the ground up fucking new. They're using the Resident Evil 7 engine, and it's a fucking full on remake, and it's fantastic. New dialogue, the no more fucking shitty ass tank controls.
Yeah, new cutscenes.
It looks good.
Oh god, it looks so good, and it's but man, I don't know about you because I beat this game 3 or 4 times as a kid. It was a big one for me.
I think I beat it once as a child.
Yeah, because this was the first horror game I ever played, real horror game, and this game holds such a special place in my heart because I love Resident Evil in general, but when this game came out, I was obsessed with it. My cousins got me into it. It was a whole new world for me discovering a game like this. I remember the whole what's that view that they because ONIMUSHA was like that, and
fixed camera.
Yeah, fixed camera. I remember as a kid, you're that's fucking bullshit. Yeah. But when you really start playing it, it's awesome because it makes it more scary.
Yeah, it's tense.
Yeah, but this game was legitimately scary when I was a kid, and it holds up. It does
hold up, especially the survival horror aspects. I haven't died yet, but I've come close to running out of ammo, and I'm starting to get. Starting to get worried.
I ran out of ammo so many times, and because you got to be precise with those motherfucking shots.
And I'm gonna play tonight, when I get home after this, because I have time, and tomorrow afternoon I have time too. I just got past the part when you go to the kennels.
Yeah. Okay.
I just passed that part. So when you first see the tyrant grab that guy and fucking crush his head.
Oh yeah. So you got a good 5 hours.
I still got quite a while to go, but I'm excited to finally just sit down. And my roommate's not home tonight either, so I'm gonna just fucking put my headphones on and turn all the lights off and just.
Yeah, it was legitimately scaring me. And that's what I was saying. I found my cure for being desensitized to horror movies. And it's video games. This, and I know that because I dropped off of video games hard for a couple of years there. I am fully back in, and I'm so happy about it. I'm having such a good time with it. I loved this game.
Until Anthem comes out.
Yeah, but I'm gonna play Resident Evil 4 all weekend, and then Resident Evil 5 and Biohazard, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. This game is also absolutely fucking infuriating. I guess you haven't gotten there yet, or else you're just better at video games than I am. Which
we know I'm better.
Yes, yeah, like you're very good at video games. But like there's a lot of like puzzles, like the chess puzzles, or there's specifically a chess puzzle that I was pulling my fucking hair out.
That one.
You're so close to it right now. You're so close to it.
I hate chess in general. So
well, it's just you gotta find chess pieces, and oh my god, it is so fucking infuriating.
To me, the most infuriating part about any of these survival horror games is the inventory management.
Yeah, because you can only carry so much, and like that's what makes
it. Hit pouches.
Yeah, but that's what makes it. That's what makes it so amazing is knowing that you will run out of ammo, and like when you run out of ammo, that fucking tyrant.
That, or you might have something. You might go to pick something up, and you can't put it in your inventory. So you're like, fuck, I gotta come back to this later. So. Yeah,
well, my nostalgia boner was through the roof in this. Like, I loved it. But like I said, if the only person that I would recommend this game to is if you were diehard and like. Unless you literally hate money.
The thing is, not even a Resident Evil 2 fan. Like, if you're just a Resident Evil fan in general.
Even if you just want to be, this is where I started. I went back and played, I think I played Resident Evil 2, then I played 3, and then I played 0. And then 4 is still, like, that's why I got it again, because 4 is probably my favorite video game of all time.
It's one of the best video games of all time.
So I'm excited to play it again, because I'm like, Resident Evil 2 is just so good, and I really can't wait for it.
Have you played it, or do you plan on playing it, Boozy?
Probably not.
No.
I just played Nemesis when I was a kid, so
you're not like a big Resident Evil fan.
No, I was never like ingrained in that. I mean, I also played the one for N64, but that's
what I played it on. It was Resident Evil 2 on N64.
You should because it's I think it's cheap now too. It's even the Game of the Year edition. You should try Resident Evil 7 out.
Okay.
It's fun.
You would like that because it's
Tyler owns a couple Resident Evil. Like he's more into that.
Well, and Resident Evil 7 has basically nothing to do with the series until the end.
Okay.
And it's first person.
It was too scary for me.
Well, you played it in VR. Yeah, you were there. Yeah.
It was so scary. So like I'm going to go back and play it, but I remember being like that was the first time I was like I was like this isn't enjoyable because it's so fucking scary.
I could see Boozy enjoying Resident Evil 7 though because it's like there's a
you liked Isolation, Alien Isolation.
Yeah, you get Texas Chainsaw vibes.
I have like nothing against those games. It's just I didn't grow up as much.
Yeah. No, you would really like the new one. But okay, so that actually brings me to my next question, which is a great segue. So with this whole now, like, I'll just get out of the way and say that I am so down for spending another $80 on games that I used to love being remade from the top down like this, because this is the first time I've ever seen one like this. I'm sure this has been done before in some capacity, but for me, this is the first one that I really got into. What were some horror video games that you guys liked as kids that you would like to see remade in the Resident Evil 2?
As kids or
no?
Like
it could be like an old, even if you played an old game like yesterday.
Okay.
Can I go first?
The E.T. game.
Fuck you.
Okay, you go first. I got a whole list too. Like let's just talk about this for the next 20 minutes. So sorry, Lana.
What?
Well, I'm guessing Lana doesn't care about video games.
She might. She likes hearing our voices because we're her baby boys.
Yeah, hopefully.
So my big one that I even Snapchatted you where I was like I got like the perfect answer to this.
Let me sip.
It would fall in line with Capcom remaking it because they remade Resident Evil Dino Crisis.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd love to see a full-on remake of Dino Crisis. No
Dino Crisis was awesome.
Oh, I should talk about then. I've been playing the ONIMUSHA remaster.
Yeah, and I love ONIMUSHA 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. So I'll just talk about this real quick because it kind of falls in line. Did you ever play ONIMUSHA?
No.
So it's made by Capcom. It's basically Resident Evil, but with a samurai.
You're the samurai, or you're getting chased by?
Well, you're the samurai, but then there's also it's not so much survival horror because you fight with a sword and stuff.
Okay.
But you stab them and you steal their souls.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
It was such an awesome game.
It's an HD remaster, not a full-on remake. It holds up.
So is it the same view and everything?
Still fixed camera, but you have the option of it. The major update they did to the game was you don't have to use tank controls. You can use tank controls if you want.
I don't even know what tank controls is.
Tank controls is when you you have to hold left and they'll turn left.
Oh yeah,
right, they'll turn right.
Yeah.
And then you have to push forward to move forward. This game you can just freely move around, and that's the best update they could have done because this game, like playing this game in 2019, would be. Because you can play with the tank control. Yeah. I tried. It's fucking frustrating.
I know. All those old games are so difficult to play. But like, so it's like remastered and everything. So is it look good?
It looks good. It's upscaled more than anything. They didn't put a new coat of paint on it or like a new graphics engine, so it does look dated. It looks like maybe like an Xbox 360 PS3 game. So it doesn't look horrible, but it doesn't look.
It's like cheap though, isn't it? Like $30.
Yeah, it was like I think with tax I paid like $24.99.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pick it up.
Yeah, it's fun. It's the gameplay holds up. Like it's fast
I love
paced.
those games, man. ONIMUSHA 3. I called it. I didn't go to school for like
What's
a
his
week.
name? Jean Reno's in that game.
Yeah, and I remember the graphics were amazing back in the day.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been playing that. So I would, you know what? Even though they just did a remaster, I would like a full-on remake of that game.
That's my number one. I'd probably say. Like,
What else I got? Did you guys ever play Soul Reaver or Blood Omen?
I played Soul Reaver. Oh my fuck! I did play the shit out of Soul Reaver.
Yeah, like the Legacy of Kain series.
Yeah. So yeah.
So did you play Legacy of Kain? So
I don't know any of these words.
There was a Legacy of Kain series where I think the first one, I don't know, they did a few games, but there was Soul Reaver. You play as this guy, like he's like a demon named Raziel, and it's just a third person adventure game, and you kill people, and then he wears a scarf and he goes like, "Ugh," and he opens it, and then their souls go into your mouth.
Into his scarf?
Yeah.
That's him.
No idea what that is.
That's Raziel. Oh. And it was a cool third person adventure game. And then Blood Omen was in the same series, and you play a vampire named Cain.
I think I've heard of.
Yeah, and you could suck people's blood out from like a distance away.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
cool.
Takes the fun out of that.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember Blood Omen too. That was one of those games that was like, you know,
it was sexy.
It's kind of like the Jerry Maguire in a video store where there's like 40,000 copies of them. Yeah. That's how Blood Omen 2 was.
Yeah. What else I got? They did a remake of this game, like maybe 5, 6, 8 years ago, back on the 360. Splatterhouse.
Yeah, Splatterhouse.
I was one of the only people who liked it, but it was fucking awesome. It was, they turned into a hack and slash that had like the soundtrack was Mastodon on a Lamb of God, and there was tits everywhere. It was fucking sweet. I would like to see like another
anime titties.
Yeah, got big titty goth girlfriend. Have you guys ever heard of I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream?
Are you sure that's not just something you're gonna say?
That's your autobiography.
You just made it up.
No, so this was it's based off a short story. I don't remember who the author is, but it was an old point and click horror sci-fi game. And basically, it's about like
a PC one.
Yeah, it's about this computer AI called AIM. Basically, takes over the world and kills everybody except for 5 humans, who the AI just tortures people for all eternity, and you have to try and figure out how to get out. But every ending's like bad.
Yeah.
But it's very scary. It's very freaky.
Do you remember a game called Apocalypse that was starring Bruce Willis?
No.
Man, I just remember that. That was the most random fucking... It was a PS1 game with Bruce Willis. I'm going to look it up while you keep doing this, but I loved it.
The Clock Tower. You guys ever play Clock Tower?
No.
They
just assume I haven't played any of these.
So it was an old PC game, and I think they had it on Super Nintendo or Genesis, but it was like a mix between... Oh, that looks familiar.
Bruce Willis... He was the star of a video game.
It was like a mix between a point-and-click game and an adventure game. You're this girl, and you go to like an orphanage or whatever, and you're trying to figure stuff out. And there's this crazy little midget with scissors who's trying to kill you, and he could pop up everywhere, and you gotta hide. It's creepy.
Is he like Hornswoggle at the Royal Rumble?
Fuck. Kind of.
That's for all the wrestling people.
Have you guys heard of a game called Bad Mojo?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Bad Mojo.
Oh yeah. So this is an old PC game I played. Like it was like 96 maybe. But you turn it. You're basically a cockroach.
Better or worse than Myst?
Better, way better.
Myst was
Myst
was the world's most boring game.
I know.
It was like, yeah, you want to play some video games? Well, what do you got? Myst? Oh, I'd rather just fucking eat chalk.
Well, Myst is like you're just looking at a screensaver.
Yeah, it was like, and like there were only like the weirdest fucking nerds who were into Myst. Like Jeff Thiessen would be one of the guys who's into Myst.
Critically acclaimed.
Yeah.
This one kind of ties into. I think I saw Bryson post about this.
Yeah, we got a couple listeners who wrote in that we'll share afterwards.
The Suffering.
Yeah, I never played The Suffering.
And The Suffering Ties That Bind It sequel, which actually I was obsessed with. Yeah, you play as a guy named Torque, and you go to prison for maybe killing your wife. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. And basically, yeah, the game takes place in a prison, and all of a sudden... Like all this,
I remember that. Yeah.
All this demonic shit happens, and then it turns out like you're a demon, but you're not a demon. It might just be all in your head. And there's like multiple endings, and it's super brutal. I remember it was cool because you could play in first person and third person if you press the. Do you remember the old Xbox controllers where they had the white and black buttons?
Yep.
Yeah, if you press white or black, it went like first person or third person. Then the sequel is even better. Like the story and the production got ramped up quite a bit. I remember it was scary as shit. I got that at the same time I got Spawn Armageddon on Xbox.
I loved Spawn Armageddon so much.
That
game was awesome.
And then I have two more I wrote down. Fatal Frame.
Yep.
Never played Fatal Frame. I knew about this one, but I never
Fatal Frame
played
would be a cool one to do a remake, even if they modernized it, where like if the camera was on your smartphone or something. Yeah, you basically take picture of the ghosts and stuff. It's hard to explain because I never played all of them because not a lot of them got North American releases. So that's why I would love to see this series come back and like be modernized and have like a North American like dub and everything.
I always got those ones mixed up with Fear, and I never played Fear. Was Fear good?
It was okay.
It was okay. It was definitely overhyped. It was.
Wasn't like The Grudge, but a shooter.
You're not wrong, but you're not right.
That's the story of my life.
Yeah. And then the last one, it's one of my favorite video games of all time. I would love to see them remake it somehow, even if it was they did like a hand drawn art style.
Doom.
No, because they've already.
Yeah.
Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! That was a great game. That was on Super Nintendo.
Yeah. And I actually have that on my modded Super Nintendo Classic.
I could be wrong, but I think they might be making a movie called Zombies Ate My Neighbors, which would be cool if it was an animated movie.
Yeah, but I don't think.
Yeah.
They made a sequel to it kind of called Ghoul Patrol, but it wasn't that great.
Yeah.
That's why I would love to see, because they're remaking Toe Jam and Earl in a.
That's a name I haven't heard in a really long time. Crazy. Is that everything that you got? We did some editing there, just so people know. Sorry, let's just get out of the way. I said something I shouldn't have. We're not going to talk about it.
You know, we said we don't edit. We had to edit that.
We're not going to say what it was, but yeah, something slipped out.
I didn't know that I said something horrible, but I did, and
made a boo-boo.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, Boozy, you want to go next?
Sure.
I guarantee you and I have like a couple of the same ones.
I only have 4, and it's games that.
My name is 4.
How do I explain this? These are games that were really ambitious, but were really bad.
Aliens Colonial Marines.
Aliens Colonial Marines is on here. Still one of my favorite trailers for a video game ever.
So stoked for it.
Yeah, I bought the collector's edition.
It comes with an awesome figure, the collector's edition.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I would like for them to actually make that game.
Yeah, exactly.
They're never going to.
That was like number 1 on there. I wish I could see a Run Like Hell remake.
Oh yeah.
I don't even remember this.
Run Like Hell is like Alien and The Thing put together, and you're on a space station and you have to survive it. It was actually really scary. It came out in 2002.
RLH. That's what it was.
Yeah, and like the whole soundtrack was just Breaking Benjamin. Like literally.
Oh, I do remember this fucking game.
Yeah, that game was a lot of fun. Jurassic Park Trespassers.
Oh, but you know, it would be cool if I could see them making it in VR. Because remember the controls that you control the fucking like wrist and shit.
Yeah, and you didn't. There was no.
Is that Jurassic Park? Are we still talking
Trespassers?
about?
There was no HUD. The
health meter was with a tattoo on her chest.
Yeah, and then like if you picked up a weapon or ammo, you'd like have to weigh it with your hand, and you'd be like, feels like 6 bullets. So you'd have to actually count how many bullets you still have. So that game was super ambitious, and it just took so long for them to develop that better games came out in a shorter amount of time.
I can see that game working really well in VR.
Yeah, like that would be a great one.
I completely forgot about that game too.
And the last one is the PS2 game, original Xbox, The Thing.
Yeah, I got that on my list. It's really good.
Yeah, and it is super good. It's just it would be nice to have a newer one, and also it's canon to the film.
Yeah, it picks up like right after the movie, doesn't it?
So that'd be cool.
I loved that game.
There's a game, I can't remember what it was called. But it took place. It was very similar, like in story and like gameplay wise to The Thing. But it took place on like a boat.
A boat.
Do you remember what it was?
No,
I can't remember.
Yeah, and like it was like the enemies looked like The Thing, and you had to like burn them and everything. Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't say what was that one that was really big. Fucking what's his name from Faith No More did the voice.
Oh, The Darkness?
Yeah.
That game's to me, that was too recent.
Yeah, which is fair.
And I love those games as they were. Like,
the only other one I had on my list is one you already covered is Dino Crisis.
Yeah.
Because even I think Dino Crisis 2 was really cool too on the spaceship.
Number 3 sucked.
Was 3 the spaceship one or was
3
2?
was the spaceship one?
I still think that was a crazy good idea though.
It was a good idea, but like they fucked it up.
Yeah, they did fuck it up.
Okay, so my turn. I did have The Thing at the top of my list because I loved that game.
I'm still looking for a copy. Nowhere in set. I went to the one store and asked, like, because they have a database of when the last time they had games. It's been 7 years since the last time they had a copy.
Wow. Yeah, no, you maybe find it on Amazon. I'll look afterwards. But yeah, that game was really cool. But it was like it wasn't amazing or anything like that. Like, so it would be cool to have a remake of it or like just make a Thing game.
And even the mechanics engine of you could have random people in your group would all of a sudden become infected. Yeah. There was no linear path for that.
Oh man, even if the Thing board game that I have, if that can play as well as it does, a video game would be so good in that world. That'd be great. But I have that. Probably in my top 3 video games of all time is Diablo 2. I know it's not straight up horror, but I would love to have it. I would prefer a Diablo 2 remake, remaster, more than I would have liked Diablo 3.
I agree.
I still like Diablo 3. Like, I know a lot of people shit on it or whatever. I'm like, for me, it was just like, I was just happy to be playing a Diablo game again. And it looked cool at certain parts, but the gameplay, it just definitely wasn't as like, actually, that's not true. It ruined my life for a while. But I love Diablo 2.
Sorry, I just found the game that I was talking about, Cold Fear.
Cold Fear.
I think I've heard
Came
of
out in
this.
2005 on PS2, Xbox, and Windows. Yeah, you play. The game is centered on Tom Hansen, a member of the United States Coast Guard who comes to the aid of a Russian whaler, finds a mysterious parasite has turned the crew into zombie-like creatures. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Cool. So I got a couple more. I put, you guys remember Alone in the Dark?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alone in the Dark was sick. I liked it a lot as a kid, and the movie was the worst.
Oh man, it was one
with
of the
Christian Slater.
Yeah, it was,
Johnny Pander.
It was an Uwe Ball movie.
Yeah, it was horrible. That movie was fucking terrible. Yeah. Oh fuck, it was bad.
The thing is, they did try to remake from the ground up Alone in the Dark in like the early 2000s.
I remember that,
and it was trash.
I'm gonna be honest. I can't fully even remember it, so I shouldn't have even put it on here. I just remember I liked it.
No, like the originals were cool. There was another game. Sorry, another game I'm talking about. Nightmare Creatures was a cool game. I'm just remembering names now.
One that I'm surprised Boozy didn't have is Turok. Especially Turok 2, Seeds of Extinction. Is that what it's called? Seeds of Evil. I loved that game. And I liked 3. I liked all the Turok games. Yeah. I liked all the Turok games.
Turok Rage Wars, which was a multiplayer game.
Yeah. That's the only one I didn't play.
Did you guys play the one on 360 and
No.
PS3?
Yep.
It actually wasn't that bad. I don't know why I got shit on so much.
They remade the game twice. They made a Turok, I think it was called Turok Evolution.
Yep, that was for the original Xbox.
Yeah, and it sucked.
Yep.
It was fucking garbage. And then the one that came out on 360 and PS3 was okay.
Yeah, it was okay.
Last but not least, obviously, I'm surprised this one hasn't been said, because I think it's a very obvious one, but the first couple, I especially remember 2 of Silent Hill. Like, Silent Hill 2 was really fucking good. And like, but the thing is, it would need to be remade in the way that Resident Evil 2 was remade. Like, with almost entirely new mechanics.
Yeah, but the thing is with those games, with Resident Evil, like, the thing is, like, you were meant to be able to kill the zombies and everything. In Silent Hill, like, you beat them with a bat.
Yeah, you're just surviving.
Just so you can run away.
Yeah.
But I would like to see a remake, if they did any Silent Hill...
Homecoming?
Silent Hill, no, The Room. Silent Hill 4.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, because that one was, like, really... That one... When I was a kid, my room was being renovated in my house. Like, they were putting new walling in and everything. So I had to sleep in the basement. And I rented on my Xbox... Silent Hill 4 The Room, and then on my GameCube I had Resident Evil 4. So I played in the dark, cold basement. I played those games, and they haunted me.
Yeah. Okay, so that's actually a good segue into this. Before we get on to listeners' messages, what they think, what would you... I guess this is going to be different for Boozy because I don't think he's ever played it, but best horror game of all time? Resident Evil 4 for me, still. So I'm looking forward to replaying it.
Are we talking about straight up like horror, or are we talking about like horror inspired? Because for me, I'm still going to say Doom.
Yeah. The Doom would count.
Doom 2, though.
And The Last of Us.
Not as if we're talking about something that... Are we talking about things that actually scare you? Or?
Yeah, Last of Us didn't scare me, I guess.
No, and the thing is, like, as good as Last of Us was and is, it's not a game I could keep going back to and replay.
No, it's super linear.
I played Resident Evil 4 like 12 times.
I know.
Like, front to back. And
Kyle Grant has played Last of Us like so many times.
Yeah, and like that's the thing. Like, as good as Last of Us is, like, I can't play it over and over and over. Whereas like Doom, I still play to this day, and Resident Evil 4, I played on almost every.
Yeah, Resident Evil 4 is just such a. I can't wait to get it. In terms of the
games that like scared me the most, like Alien Isolation was terrifying.
It's scary.
I still haven't played it, and I really want to. I'm going to pick it up because I know it's cheap now. Yeah. But like, I know that a lot of people are hoping for a second one because
they do have a second one
on the mobile.
It's called Blackout.
Yeah, apparently it's not bad.
But they're not making the people want a real game.
Yeah,
like a real
Blackout
big piece.
Blackout's kind of that cheap sequel.
Yeah. And I need to show some love for Until Dawn. I had an insane amount of fun playing Until Dawn.
Yeah, you did. But the thing with a game like that is there's not a lot of replay value.
I think there is because there's such different. It's so easy to play. That's the thing is like, but there's so many different outcomes that made it. I played it like 3 times, so I loved it. But all right, now let's get on to some listeners.
Sorry, can I say one more for you?
No.
I would love to see another version or redo of Heavy Rain because that game was a ton of fun to play.
I never played it.
Until Dawn, basically.
I played both, and I liked Heavy Rain a lot more.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Sean! Jason!
Okay, Bryson says, the first horror game I can remember being intrigued with is The Suffering. I just remember it was some paranormal shit going on in a prison. It was fun from what I remember. I would like to see some Silent Hill remakes because I never got to play any of those games. I picked up Resident Evil, but haven't started yet because I've been playing Kingdom Hearts 2, but very soon I will jump on it.
Fuck, Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out tomorrow. Goddamn.
What?
Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out tomorrow.
I never got into those games, but that's because I'm a
Nerd
full-grown
adult.
adult.
You don't want to play as Goofy?
I know. I've heard
You don't
those
play
games
as
are
Goofy,
incredible.
You play as Sora. Goofy
Sorry.
and Donald are your party members.
Your party members.
Yeah, you can fight Sephiroth in the first two. It's weird.
Darcy Meredith seconds in, says that The Suffering was amazing. Dwight Fry says, I was thinking of getting it as Resident Evil 2 was my favorite until 4 came along, but I still have 2 more Uncharted games. Oh, sorry, I didn't read this. Also, I'd like a remake of Manhunt 1 and 2.
Manhunt was crazy.
Yeah.
I never played Manhunt.
Manhunt was crazy. It was ahead of its time.
It was ahead of its time in terms of like controversy and in terms of gameplay. I would love a full-on remake of that from the ground up, like with like new technology and everything. And now that the world, I was gonna say now the world is kind of like eased up on like violent video games. They kind of have.
Yeah.
But like this game was like you strangle people with plastic bags and shit. Like,
Yeah, that's a little like, oh man, that sounds great.
in Manhunt 2 for the Wii, you actually got to fucking do the motion of strangling somebody.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's like POV porn for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be a good way to take out your anger, though.
Yeah. Darcy also says Condemned was a seriously underrated horror game. I want a remake with a better ending.
Yeah.
I never played Condemned.
Condemned was good. Condemned 2, I prefer Condemned 2 just because the pacing was better, but those two games were ahead of its time, like in terms of the combat and everything. Yeah, they're fucking wild. The story was weird. It's like it was supernatural, but it wasn't. And like there were hobos that you could beat to death pretty much all the time.
Hell yeah. Sounds like a dream.
Which is my favorite game mechanic.
Yeah. Okay, Jambi says I've been hoping
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what he says.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Just next.
On to Alexis.
Aw.
No, Jambi says I've been hoping for a PS4 remastered collection of the how funny would that be if we actually just skipped them? I was hoping for a remastered collection of the Dead Space games, but it sounds like EA does not give a shit about their old library or promoting single player games anymore. So I doubt it'll ever happen. Dead Space 2 is one of my favorite horror games and was genuinely scary and disturbing at times.
Well, it's because they trailed off so hard at the end.
Dead Space 2 was fantastic. Dead Space 3 sucked.
I never played Dead Space. I played
Dead Space 3, the co-op one. Yeah, that was bad.
What was cool in that though, like it was a bad game. It was tolerable if you played it with somebody else. But the cool thing is, if you played it online with somebody, there'd be points where they would see something that you couldn't.
Yeah,
and vice versa. So like one time I was playing with my friend Jesse, and like at one point like all these fucking xenomorphs came in the room or. Necromorphs. They came into the room and I was like shooting at them and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, don't you see what's going on? And he's like, no. And then all of a sudden they all disappeared and I was like, what the fuck?
Crazy. Yeah, I remember because I got into it after going over to Jesse's house when he was living at Mike and Kyle's place and he was playing Dead Space and it looked awesome. So I went and got it. I really liked Dead Space.
Very Resident Evil 4 inspired.
I never played Dead Space 2 though. So
Dead Space 2 is better.
Yeah.
Dead Space. There was a while there after Resident Evil 4 came out where every horror game was behind the shoulder third person game, but Dead Space did it really well.
Cool. Sweet. Alfredo853 says do live video of some gameplay, but he spelled some SUM.
Do we know this person?
I have no idea, but he spelled some like
Why are you shit talking him? I talk like that all the time on the internet.
But I don't. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if he's listening. Fuck him.
He might have just seen Resident Evil and been like,
what if he actually does listen?
Fuck him.
If he actually wants us
Fuck
to
you, Alfredo.
Wow.
No, if you actually do listen, I'm sorry.
Well, maybe we'll do some Twitch streaming.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that.
Alexis Lennox says, I grew up watching my parents playing this game, she's talking about Resident Evil 2, and thought it was terrifying. Was too chicken shit to play myself, and when the dogs came after me, and fuck that guy with the tongue on the ceiling. So I'm guessing she's talking about liquor. Yeah. Liquors are the fucking worst. Besides the tyrant.
He doesn't mean Gene Simmons.
Oh my god.
Da-da-da.
Yeah. Okay. She said first horror game I actually played was Fatal Frame 3 on PS2 with my mom. We'd always play it at night in the dark when everyone was sleeping. One time I jumped so hard I chucked the controller across the room.
She sounds like she has cool parents.
She does. She talked about how she watched like Halloween 5 because of her
my parents
parents.
never did any of that shit.
I've met her mom like a handful of times. She's pretty nice.
Yeah. You ever play video games in the dark with her?
No.
Oh.
So you don't really know her, though.
I don't really
Yeah,
know
you
her,
don't know
no.
her shit.
I know her by name.
I know this
I don't
is
know her name.
this is a callback. Also seems creepy, but it's because we follow each other on Instagram. But her mom took her to a Die Antwoord concert.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, so that is like a wild relationship with your parents. But awesome. Let's move on to some news. So we will be back with some motherfucking Mitch's news.
And yeah.
Hey, it's Mitch and Diego's news hour, but really it'll be about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I already talked about one thing in here, so I actually only have 2 things to talk about.
I'm assuming the one thing...
We'll talk about that last, because that's a big deal. I'm assuming we're talking about the same thing. But Netflix is coming out with a Resident Evil Netflix show.
Yeah.
So very Resident Evil heavy episode today. I don't get it. Like, I'm down because I'll just not watch it if it sucks. But if they're canceling Daredevil on season 3 when it's winning awards, and like people love Daredevil season 3, like if they cancel Daredevil, what hope does Resident Evil have?
What season?
Yeah, it makes no sense. I'm like, what?
Why is everything getting a TV show lately? It feels like
because they can do the
everything,
Netflix.
Instead of doing a movie, everyone's like, we're making a TV show now.
Honestly, I would take
Easier distribution.
I guess.
There's a good chance, like, because man, like Resident Evil has so much potential, but it just has never been the closest it's come is the first movie.
I just don't.
Or the animes are pretty good. Damnation, I think.
Those are fucking horrible.
Oh, I liked one of them, but okay. Well, that's one thing in news. The other thing I had was the Extremely Wicked came out. People saw it. Whatever. Came out. Last but not least, that's a short news week. But yeah, so
John Travolta's starring. No.
Yeah.
Blumhouse thing, right?
Yeah. Blumhouse is now doing the classic Universal Monsters.
They're rebooting it again.
But Blumhouse is doing it, and they've attached their first director, Lee Winnell, director of Upgrade, is going to be directing
Invisible Man.
The Invisible Man.
No longer starring Johnny Depp.
Super fucking down.
See, the thing is, I am cautiously optimistic because it's Blumhouse and it's Lee Winnell and it could be cool. But this is now the 3rd time they've had to reboot this.
Yeah, my Caro meter's at an all-time low.
Yeah, but the thing is, you got to think about this. They know how fucked those other ones have been.
I know, but it's like, man, just...
I think that the fact that they got Lee Winnell doing, like, attached to one, like, that just shows where... Because Lee Winnell's not going to make it...
My only thing now is like, don't... You know what? It's cool. Like, reboot all these old movies, maybe? Sure. Don't make it a shared universe. Don't fucking try that again.
I think honestly they should put the brakes on it for a while, just because of how recently the other when they tried to do it tanked. Just hold the L on that one for a while.
It was one thing that Dracula failed. It's like that wasn't that big of a surprise.
Dracula Untold.
That's
I Frankenstein. Okay, but these are completely different things. They're making actual horror movies. These aren't action movies.
I know, but it's still the dark. This is still the dark cinematic universe.
It still has that stank on it, though. And like they should have given it 10 years.
I'm down for
Dracula
it.
Untold, everyone kind of knew was going to be failed, but we didn't expect them to be like, fuck it, okay, we're going to try this again, just restart everything. The Mummy
was worse.
Was worse, and the worst part about it is that it was an even bigger budget and a bigger star, and it failed so badly.
I don't know. I like the sounds of this this Invisible Man business. I think like it's risky kicking off with the Invisible Man, which is cool. It's better.
Very risky.
I think it's better than going like we're gonna skip right to Frankenstein or Dracula or something.
You know, like they should just say they're gonna do the Invisible Man, but then whenever we all go to theaters, they just put on Hollow Man.
That's a movie that doesn't hold up.
It does not.
Just literally watch Kevin Bacon be a sexual predator because he can be invisible.
What's funny about that is like I don't remember what article it was. I don't know if it was like Aaron the Headerblade discussing something, but when they were talking about Blumhouse rebooting the Invisible Man, somebody was like, "Oh, they're just gonna make Kevin Bacon a sexual predator again." It's like that's Hollow Man. That's not the Invisible Man. That's something completely different.
That's funny.
Well, it has the word man in it, so whatever. He's
Man.
I'm in for it cautiously, but like.
Remember when they had a gorilla that like turned invisible?
I don't care about universes. I'm just gonna say. That.
Yeah, but things we.
What about the Jurassic Park shared universe?
I don't. There's no way of us knowing. At least I don't know if they actually talked about this or not. That are they going to be shared? Like,
well, they said they're rebooting the dark cinematic universe.
Yeah.
I think that they're doing like just separate movies.
I'm hoping they're doing the same movies. Or just don't.
Leave
them alone.
Just don't.
I love classic horror movies.
Yeah, classic.
That's the reason they're classic. Just leave them alone.
I'm okay with Lee Winnell taking a swing at this.
That's what the only thing that I'm like, oh, fine. It's he has he's proven his chops. But
yeah, with Upgrade and Insidious 3, Saw, I love the guy, so I'm rooting for him. But that's everything we got for news.
What if he plays the Invisible Man?
Well, we will never know now, will we?
Thank you for doing news, guys.
Yeah. All right, so now we'll go on to our main feature presentation, Stephen King's Sleepwalkers.
Charles Brady is new in town.
You can actually talk to him? Yeah, he's nice. Real nice.
The girls all like him. The teachers all respect him.
Your teachers in Ohio must have been sorry to lose such a creative young man.
The parents all trust him.
He's utterly charming.
But nobody really knows him. Like his mother.
You cannot be in love with this girl, Charles. You don't know me, Tanya.
But I want to.
Behind their smile is a secret.
Hi.
Come in, Tanya. I have something for you.
I don't know who you are, but I know you're not who you say you are.
Behind the secret is a hunger.
Does it have to be her?
And behind it all is the imagination of Stephen King.
Somebody help me, please!
He killed one of my men.
He was scared of a cat.
Stephen King's Sleepwalkers.
Ahoy, hoy, everybody, and welcome to our main feature presentation on Stephen King's Sleepwalkers. This is the first installment in our creature feature series, and this one has a lot of baggage to unpack at the beginning, so I ask you all to be patient with me, to strap in, get comfortable, and let me acquaint you with this little son of a bitch of a film that we have here. So Sleepwalkers was released in 1992 and was directed by Mick Garris. It was based on an unpublished novel by Stephen King. It's starring Brian Krause, who plays Leo from Charmed, for all those people who remember Charmed. Nope. Okay.
I remember it. I just never watched
Yeah, never. Of course, we're full-grown men.
I guess no one can really see. We're all just shaking our heads.
Yeah. But he aged very well. I'll say he's a real handsome fellow now. I was watching. I got
He's a
a lot.
fine wine.
I
Play
watched.
Charles?
Yeah, I watched a lot of the special features today. So it's also starring Madchen Amick, who I think is one of the most beautiful women to ever live. She played Shelley Johnson on Twin Peaks, and good God, did she age incredibly well as well. Like, she is just a stunning human.
Maybe this is like the elixir of life, to be in this movie. Everyone's just eternally beautiful after.
Ron Perlman's in this movie.
Right.
But he looks the same.
Yeah,
So
it's true, yeah. Alice Krieg, who is in the Silent Hill movie, and Reign of Fire, which is a Terror Table favorite around here. Kind of, we want to call it a favorite, but we like that movie. Jim Haney, Ron Perlman, and then, so we got John Landis, the director of An American Werewolf in London, is in this movie. Joe Dante, the director of Gremlins 1 and 2, The Howling, The Burbs, and Piranha. We also got Clive Barker, who's the director of Hellraiser and Nightbreed, and he wrote Candyman, along with 100 other horror novels.
And Mark Hamill.
Toby Hooper, who's the director of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1 and 2, and Poltergeist, and Invaders from Mars, rest in peace. And Stephen King, needs no introduction, and Mark Hamill. So there's a whole bunch of cameos in this movie. I want to shed a little bit of light, because here's the thing. It's gonna... Like, do you guys know much about Mick Garris?
No.
Okay, because that's weird. That's weird for me. But I'm gonna I'm sure there's a lot.
Listen to his podcast.
You do listen to Postmortem?
Yeah.
Okay, because all right. So Mick Garris, he created the Showtime series Masters of Horror.
Oh,
yeah, and he won an award for an episode that he directed on Steven Spielberg's Amazing Stories. He also directed a web series called Postmortem for FYRE, which has now become a podcast through the Blumhouse Podcast Network. He also co-wrote Hocus Pocus 2 or Hocus Pocus and The Fly 2. He directed movies like Critters 2, Psycho 4, The Stand TV series, and the other version of The Shining that Stephen King likes more. So he's basically the most likable human being alive, and he could be the president of horror fandom. Like he's the head cheerleader, to say the least, and I love him for that. As a person, I hold him in the highest esteem. As a director, I think he tries his darndest. And he made some gleefully insane fucking movies. Again, give him that. And this one being at the top for being absolute campy, insane mess. I don't even know where to go with this, but we're gonna go head first into spoilers with this one because its movie is 27 years old. So this main feature is gonna be heavy on the spoilers, but this is not one that I can imagine our spoilers are gonna taint your viewing of Sleepwalkers if you decide to go back to it. But let's get on to the movie here. So the movie is the synopsis that I have written down here is: a mother and son team of strange supernatural creatures move to a small town to seek out a young virgin to feed on. And the description of Sleepwalkers, I don't know if this is the exact description they give at the beginning, but the Sleepwalkers are an ancient and forgotten nomadic race of vampiric, shape-shifting werecats. They possess magical powers, and among their gifts is the ability to call dimming, which is to make themselves and any other object in their presence invisible. So this movie was critically maligned when it came out. Obviously, it was shit on by critics everywhere, but it was a huge box office hit, and it opened at number 1. It developed a huge cult following, but in 1992, this was a huge movie, and that's where we're at now. Now we can talk about the movie. So this was my pick. This is one that I just had never seen. I thought
you own it.
Yeah, I bought it because Scream Factory put it out, and it's a gorgeous case.
I'll give it that.
The artwork is amazing. I love Mick Garris, so I'll if for some reason there's someone out here who's listening to our show and you're not listening to Postmortem with Mick Garris, like you need to. The guy just has the most incredible voice, and he's just a true fan, and I think that's where he's best as a cheerleader of the genre, as someone who is a supporter of the genre. And even after all these years, like he's an older man now, he's got long white hair.
He's getting like Gandalf, like
but he's just like his passion has never faded, and that's what's so admirable about him. And he obviously developed a really close relationship with Stephen King, starting with this movie, which he then went on to do The Shining and The Stand. So like the guy, his horror, what's that called?
Chops.
No, report card is like he's got everything.
Resume?
Yeah, resume report or whatever. I don't know. Let's just get into this movie. So I wanted to see it. What did you guys think?
Can I go first?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Okay, I guess I should have said first, you're welcome. Now go.
What the fuck times 2? What was this? What the whole time it was, what am I watching? And even your description about like the lore.
Werecats.
Sleep.
It's literally like Stephen King was just throwing darts at a bunch of words on the board trying to make something.
You could tell why this wasn't his published story.
Yeah. Where even aside from all the other dipshit stuff that happens in this, werecats. Like someone's going, that's a great idea. The spooky, real spooky shit.
I like Clovis.
Everyone likes Clovis.
So did you guys not like this?
No.
Not overly.
Really? Okay, I loved it.
I think if I had watched it with other people, I would have enjoyed it simply for how stupid it was.
It's a horrible movie.
But watching it alone was kind of a drag.
Oh man, I thought you would have had so much. I thought when Courtney and I were watching, I was like, Boozy's gonna love this movie. Diego will not. But I don't know. I thought
I was stoned watching this, and I didn't take enjoyment out of it.
What? You weren't? I can't believe you didn't enjoy this. That's wild to me. I thought this would be a home run for you.
I thought it was too. It was. I didn't like all the weird stuff about butchering cats. I understand it for the movie, but to actually show a cat like them snapping their necks and stuff.
Yeah, so like the movie opens up with Detective Police Scott Luke Skywalker walking around, and you see there's like a whole bunch of cats that are hanged up. Like obviously it's like a cat massacre. Cat massacre. It was
like some Michael Myers shit there.
Yeah, but then so the movie kicks off strong with some cat killing, and then followed by some hot mommy Smoochin action. So lots of incest in this movie.
And that's the thing is they don't even hold back because you have a little bit of that awkward tension going on, and it feels like they could have played that out a little bit longer so that you didn't know, but they just go right full on to like, oh yeah, this is incest.
Yeah. No, it's as I was watching, I was like, where I'm getting on board with this movie is it feels like they were all in on the joke for sure. Like, I'm like, they knew what movie they were making. They had to have. They had to have. Okay, so guys,
I can't read that script and with a straight face.
So I watched the special features and they did.
Oh.
Yeah, like they were trying. And I think, but man, this is a movie that like, I remember this was like one of those playground topics, like when you're a kid and like
you know, the Marilyn Manson thing.
Well, yeah, but like the age of sleepovers where everyone was talking about the scariest movies they've ever seen. I remember so many of my friends being horrified by Sleepwalkers. This movie, like just being terrified. Obviously, as full-grown adults now, 27 years later, we're not going to have the same effect. No. But I just don't understand how in any world this could be scary.
And the goopy booger monsters.
Oh my god, yeah, and it's like, but the thing is, what also you need to remember is that these effects were like. Oh, thank you. These effects were so far ahead of their time.
Were they though?
They weren't ahead of their time. They were the ones who opened it up. Like this was the first time that they were doing like those like the transformations that look horrible to us now.
He like turns into a baby first, and then he turns into like a cat.
that was groundbreaking at the time.
That's too bad.
Yeah, well, 1992.
What year did Jurassic Park come out?
93.
Okay,
yeah,
so
but this does not have a fucking budget like Jurassic Park.
I guess.
Yeah, this is not.
I understand where you're coming from, where you have to look at it through the eyes of the time. It just now watching it, nothing feels okay.
Man, what I kept taking out of it was like, imagine how many people saw this movie on their first date. Like that's what I love so much about this movie and movies like this is at one point this was considered a Hollywood movie. Like we don't get these days. No. Instead now we just get blatantly bad movies. Like we just get shitty boring movies. Like this is it swung for the fences and it tried being original and it was very original in a lot of ways.
I will give credit to the stunt person who had to be set on fire for an extended period of time.
Yeah. There is like, you know, the movie where it really takes off is when there's like a high-speed rock and roll chase.
Yeah, non-stop fucking guitar.
Yeah, I was trying to remember the lyrics for that song because it was nonsense. It was just rocking around.
Yeah, it was hilarious, and like that was the scene where he shapeshifts in front of the cop, and the cop was, "What the fuck?"
His face was just a blur.
Yeah, but then when he stops and then he makes himself he dims and makes himself go invisible, Courtney said out loud, "This is my shit."
Oh no, Courtney.
Yeah, well, I'm with her. Like, I think it's a fucking horrible movie, but it is so much fun. I think this is like it's camp through the roof. Like this is, if I were to pair this up with a double feature, it would be like People Under the Stairs, which it came out the year before this, but like they both have those like the hokey characters and
I like People Under the Stairs though.
When's the last time you watched it? So you really didn't like Sleepwalkers?
I did not like it.
No? Yeah, like it's just...
I get where you're coming from. I just didn't think it had enough redeeming qualities to even be fun. I think. Did you watch it alone?
Yeah, I watched it last night actually after the Royal Rumble because I was so pumped up.
Me too. So I think you liked it more because you had someone to watch it with. Both of us watched it alone.
No, but not only that. Like I have a soft spot for these kinds of movies. Like I can look past a lot of shit.
I can too though, but this was just I don't know.
I was wondering if this was going to be a Cemetery Man for you.
Not that bad.
No.
Cemetery Man's way better than that.
Yeah, I like Cemetery Man more.
Sorry, Andy.
Yeah.
It's just for some reason. Yeah, but that movie I just hated it for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, someone's killed with a corn on the cob. Someone gets stabbed with a cob of corn. Like, that's...
So what is the entire lore of these...
Werecats?
Werecats?
Now you're reading, and they're a nomadic race of vampiric, shape-shifting werecats.
So are they the last two remaining ones? I'm kind of blanking on a lot of the lore.
All I know is that they fucked each other, and it was real weird. And
did they say? I don't remember. Did they say why they were banging each other?
No, because like I was like, are cats into like family members? Like, because
I don't think so.
Yeah, like I don't know if that's like I'm like. Yeah, because there's so much like cats, but they also hate cats because cats are the things that can take them down.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being a master race and like a cat's your number one weakness?
I know,
man,
but
if cats had thumbs, we'd all be fucked.
I don't understand how you guys didn't have fun watching these cats attack these fucking things and like when they're flinging them around.
Like I said, I like Clovis.
Yeah,
Clover did the sound for this. It was like we need more cat sounds when they're attacking. Just
Let's talk about Clovis for a second though, because
the star.
The cat is the star, and he was amazing. Yeah. And like even on the special features, Mick Garris says he's like Clovis was like the Robert De Niro of cats. Because
he was like Air Bud level.
He did all of his own stunts.
I can just imagine they're fucking throwing this cat at people.
But man, like the scene where after the cop kebab. After he stabs the cop with
then throws him down and goes in his ear.
And like, but when the cop actually dies, and then Clovis crawls up on him,
that made me sad.
Man, I was like, no, you do not have the right to make me sad right now. Like, not in this movie, because like it was like, man, that cat was so good.
Do you want to know an interesting fact?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, say you're in your house alone and you have like a cat. If you die, they will wait, I think it's like 24 hours before they'll start eating you. Yeah. Cats do not give a fuck about you. Like, dogs will starve to death before they'll eat you. Cats don't give a shit. So
that's not all true. I know from work.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
Dogs will eventually. Yeah. They'll just wait a little bit, I feel like.
They do.
But yeah, cats are assholes. I own a cat, and I know that if I died, she would eat me instantly.
I don't like cats, but I've come around to them recently. Like I've gotten because I was around
naked cat.
Yeah, there's the Sphinx cat. Like our friend Kelly and Troy, they have 2 Sphinx cats.
They feel cool.
Oh, they feel cool, and like the one, his name is Mr. Butt. He loved me.
Mr. Butt.
Yeah, they're Mr. Butt and Lady Butt. That's their names. But Mr. Butt was crawling on my shoulders, and he was just attached to me the whole night, and I loved it. It. And
so that means that they have to like go to the vet and like, you know, because the vet always does that. Yeah,
Mr. Butt.
Yeah, this is Mr. Butt.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. Those cats are fucking amazing. But the other thing about this movie that just baffles me is how, like, they didn't even attempt to make it scary is how it feels, because it's all in broad daylight.
Yep.
And that's such a weird choice for something with so much prosthetic work. And, like, let's just get this out of the way. Let's talk about these cat people for a second. So I realize that this is getting old and that we do it too much, but the thing is, there's just so many times where we need to bring up circumcisions, and these cats look like botched circumcisions.
Yeah.
Like, they look like fucked up circumcisions.
They look messy.
They look like full-grown versions of the minions from The Gate. They're like identical.
But
you made such a good point, though, is this movie could have been at least a little more terrifying, because I could see if you barely saw any of those kind of creatures and they were just kind of in the shadows. There's potential for you to be like, oh, what's that spooky thing? But to just have them walking around and running in the daylight,
and just all and like the one-liners and the hijinks, like I think that's where, like, I literally Googled last night, was Stephen King on coke in 1992?
He's got it,
and he was 100% like weaning off of it at this point. Like he was like, but the thing is, he would have written this probably in his blackout phase of like just being on a coke rampage. So like for sure he was high as shit writing this movie.
And that's the thing, is people won't bring shit like this up. Stephen King's made a lot of trash.
Stephen King likes this movie.
I know he does, because he likes some of his own trash.
Yeah, I know he does. But and the thing though about these the cat people though, one last thing about them is like Mick Garris said on the special features that the heads were about 2 or 3 times bigger than he would have liked them to be, but they needed to be like that to fit the animatronics in.
Yeah.
So I give him props. I think that a lot of this stuff, like, I'm like, yes, it looks bad, but it's also like it's so glorious. Like I like for me, it's just like, there's so much of this movie that I could have cut out, obviously, but like the parts with all the, like when the camp is thrown through the roof, I'm like, I had a lot of fun watching it, but I know it's a bad movie.
But
like,
so they didn't realize how campy they were making that. Like,
I think they had to, but they were legitimately trying. I think they knew how campy it was, but they were trying their fucking asses off in this movie. Like they were trying to make a good movie, and
that's the part that bothers me.
Well, man,
you look at this.
None of us have made a movie before. Like, we gotta admit.
No, I understand that part, and that's not my problem. My problems are not with Mick Garris in this. Is you look at the skeletal structure of what this movie was, the ideas, and to go, we're gonna make a scary movie out of this. No, I think fucking you could. Way. Put this back. Anything that has werecat in the title, put that shit back.
Man,
put that in the garbage. Put that in the shredder.
That's because you have an affinity for werewolves, which I do too. But like it's
werecats.
Yeah, but it's something new. That's what I like about it.
Werecats.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that it was like ambitious.
Okay, if we were sitting down in a circle and like we're each gonna write a spooky story, you're like, yeah, cats are kind of spooky, I guess, at night, right? How about a cat that transforms into a person?
Well,
so what? It's gonna lick its butthole during the day?
Yeah.
What's
Yeah, they're like vampires, and they definitely like. But that's oh man, I love those scenes of like the mom and son boning, and then like in the mirror you see
it's the cat.
Yeah, and then how about we see
two
them
gelatinous blobs?
How about we see them cat titties? Yeah, did you guys see that part?
No.
Yeah, there's a you saw the mom. It's like when the girl first comes over and they're talking in the house, and you see her in the mirror, and in the mirror her reflection shows her as a cat person. But there's cat titties.
Yeah, they don't have clothes on. Yeah.
I didn't see that part.
Yeah.
I must have missed that.
Wait, so
you missed
so
the
that
cat
means
titties.
that there's weird logic where if they're in a mirror,
Well, it's
their
like-
clothes aren't there all of a
Well,
sudden.
they see them how they really are, and it's kind of like
So everyone's naked in the mirror?
Well, it's like vampires don't have reflections.
Yeah,
so
so
these
you
are a
wouldn't
type
see
of
it.
vampires.
Yeah, but why are they naked in the mirror?
Boozy, if we're gonna try to find logic in this, like, we're
That's
fucked.
a big problem.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are they naked in the mirror now?
Because cat
Because
titties.
Where cats show a cat tit.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think with werecats, the whole logic goes out the window in general.
I'm just trying to have an actual conversation about this movie, and you guys can't just keep referring to it's a goofy movie.
No, I know.
There's logical questions that need to be asked.
I miss the days where these questions didn't need to be asked, or that we could laugh about them. And I agree with you. It's fucking stupid.
I'm just trying to spice up the conversation.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just it's fucking ridiculous.
They didn't need to kill that cop either. That was
No, I thought he was gonna like
for a
live.
movie.
Why was he with the cat the whole time?
That's his Clovis.
Yeah, I know it's Clovis.
That's his
but-
Clovis.
Yeah, that's his Clovis. But why does he have a cat with
I
him?
think it's like his PTSD partner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
what
what
they
I'm-
must have been going for.
I loved when he was talking to him, like how he talked to him. He was a funny guy.
There
Mother,
could have,
what the fuck?
yeah, there could have been a buddy cop spin-off of just him and the cat solving crimes, and it'd be like the fucking X-Files or
Clovis
something.
and Hitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Clovis and Hutch.
Clovis and
So,
Hutch.
you know, there'd be a scene where he's like tangling with some monster or whatever, and his gun gets knocked out of his hand, and Clovis
Clovis
just comes
goes,
over. Yeah, but they do the cat thing where they kind of like slap it. He's like, no, slap it a little bit quicker.
Okay, so and that's the other thing is like, how do you imagine trying to be a serious actor or actress and making it in the world, and you find yourself in this movie? Like how the fact that they could all like commit like that, I give them props for it, because like they were committing to these roles, like it was so serious, and like you got to give them props for that. It didn't work out, but like good on you for, I guess, trying.
What the fuck was Mark Hamill doing at this time?
Yeah, why was he a cameo? Like what? 'Cause
I think he's just friends with Mick Garris. Everyone's friends with Mick Garris, obviously. And like that's the other thing is like, how do you feel about all that? Like, because like all of the cameos and everything, I'm like, yeah, it's great as a horror fan to be like, oh look, it's this person, but like narratively, it obviously means nothing. Like it's just like, let's find a reason to fit these five
like
people
Stephen
in.
King is like the cemetery keeper.
Yeah,
It
he's
feels
just
like-
walking around asking questions.
Yeah, it feels like everyone was on set doing random things at a studio, and it's like, hey, come do this random part. Okay.
Well, they're all like really close friends, which is
Yeah.
cool. But it's just like, I don't know. That's kind of like the whole, you know, when they try to make like what are those little Easter eggs in horror movies, like naming teachers like Mr. Craven or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I've never liked
It feels
that.
like that takes it a step further.
It does, because they're physically in it, and it's like they actually don't have any purpose being here. Like,
Other than fan service.
yeah, Joe Dante looking like dyeing his hair black or whatever. I don't even know what was going on there with his hair there, but he's just got such a unique voice. I love hearing that guy talk. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot we can say about this movie.
No, and that's I'm struggling to find some.
No, it's fine if you guys just didn't like it that much. But I think, okay, I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't know, but I've heard Rawhead Rex is a little rough to get through, so I'm a little worried about that one. But like,
well, hold on, before we start trashing movies we haven't seen yet.
No.
What the fuck was with the ending of this movie?
what was it again? I saw
Are you
it last
serious?
night. I saw it last night.
We all saw it last night.
It was the cop and the girl are fighting the mom because she's transformed, and then she impales the dude on the
Yeah, it gets real violent.
on a fence. Yeah, she like completely impales him, and then all the cats start attacking her.
Oh, right.
While the girl's trying to start the car, and apparently she doesn't understand how vehicles work.
No.
She's literally fiddling with the keys for 5 fucking minutes.
That's just horror movies back
and,
then.
and then at the very end, you get that nice little tie-in where Clovis jumps on her lap and, hey, Clovis, and then
I love when she's like asks the cop, she's like, can you bring the cat with you? It saved my life. It's like, it's just such a, like, I just don't understand. Like, I just wish I could go back in time and do a whole bunch of cocaine in the 80s.
Because It meant something different back then. That's the thing.
Well, and it wasn't killing it. Like, yes, it still killed people, but it wasn't killing them like wildfire here.
Cocaine was cool back then.
That's the thing. Like, people, like businessmen were doing it like in their office openly.
Yeah, like in Die Hard. The guy's doing cocaine in his office. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just, to me, I'm like, it just, I have a soft spot for movies like this because it's the whole, I actually think they did an episode on this. I don't listen to them anymore, but How Did This Get Made?
Yeah.
But I think they have an episode on this movie.
Yes.
Yeah. But this is a prime example of how the fuck did this get passed? The literal only reason this would have been passed is because of Stephen King's name.
Yeah.
Like,
it's all the names.
In the early 90s.
But the movie was a hit. It made so much money. They made so much money in this movie.
It was a simpler time then, because you didn't go see reviews on the internet and have easy access to
Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes.
But even like, man, Leprechaun was a huge movie back in the day. Like, there's so many of these movies
the thing is, like, I love camp, but when it's like something like Night of the Creeps, for example.
Yeah,
like, it was, to me, this was just, I don't know, it just...
Yeah, it's definitely not as good as Night of the Creeps.
It was campy, sure, but it was, like, not enjoyable for me, campy.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
you've seen Night of the Creeps, right?
Yeah. Okay, so I guess going on from that is this a movie that's kind of a retro fun time, or is it something that should be left in the past? I'm going to say it should be left in the past.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear what you guys...
I never want to watch this again.
I will 100% put this on when friends are over and we're not... The volume isn't on.
Okay, that's fine.
Because there's some pretty awesome... I say that loosely, awesome practical effects.
It would be the good kind of movie. Like, let's say you had like a party or people over or something. You had it playing, and somebody came in, and the first thing they saw was like the scene, like they're having sex, and all of a sudden the cat in the mirror, and they'd be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
It's so weird because it's such a like highly sexualized movie, and it's like it's something that shouldn't be sexualized at all. But at the same time, this shouldn't exist even to begin with.
Holy shit! Stephen King was ahead of the curve for Pornhub.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah, I know, because is it the mommy son thing? Is
like incest porn's really big right now, apparently.
Apparently, it's like the number one thing, most searched thing, which is so fucked up. Because you think about it, I got a lot of friends. Some of you motherfuckers are lying, and some of you are watching mommy son porn.
But that's
one of us in this room.
He's so ahead of the curve.
Yeah. By the statistics, with the three of us here,
one in every three men watch.
One of us three.
What if it's 3 out of 3?
I would have totally put my money on Boozy, but now I'm kind of looking at Diego.
Hey, sometimes you get lonely.
We'll never tell.
Dark places.
Yeah. Oh my god. Lots of repressed mom issues in this movie and this podcast. Apparently.
Do we know what Stephen King's relationship with his parents was like?
No. I think at this point,
I need to dig deep on this.
I think at this point, the only thing that matters was his relationship with cocaine. Because
I don't think he has parents. I think he just was.
He
formed.
He formed. He came from algae. Like, he formed like.
He evolved.
But he evolved quick. Like we all. He does look like a sea creature.
Yeah, especially with his glasses. He's like a big fucking frog.
I that's one thing though. Like as much as like I like the odd cameo, but I will never get tired of seeing Stephen King in things. Like I love seeing him in Pet Sematary playing.
My favorite cameo with Stephen King is in Creepshow.
Yeah. So good.
It's the whole fucking.
Yeah.
Short.
Joe Hill's the kid at the beginning of Creepshow
oh, really?
too. Yeah.
Back when he was a little baby Joe.
Yeah.
Before Lock and Key.
You watched Spider-Man yet?
No.
Oh, okay.
That was a weird segue.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just thought about cameos because that cameo made me cry. I was tearing up hard.
Are we done talking about sleep?
Yes. Sorry. Yeah, we'll close up. But so that was. I think that it's worth a watch if you like trash and want something like.
It wasn't the worst trash I've ever seen, but I won't watch it again.
No, and yeah, it's not one that I'm like, you need to see Sleepwalkers.
You need to see this trash.
But I'm happy I saw it because I'm happy I can be able to talk about because this is one. Like Nicholas Humphreys posted that he loves this movie. He was on our Instagram. I think he said, "Holy shit, I love this movie." And then we had a couple people comment on our Facebook saying that they were really looking forward to this episode because
Elizabeth McCrow.
Yeah, Elizabeth
gonna poo all over it.
Well, no, I'm not poo-pooing over it, but I think also like 100% Nicholas knows that this is a ridiculous movie, and that's why he probably loves it for the exact same reason that I love it.
It's that fun aspect. Yeah. I totally get it.
I had fun watching it, but like
it's no Night of the Creeps.
No, and that's the thing is
nothing is.
Yeah, they rarely are going to be that way. Like there's the few that will be able to pull out like Reanimator and stuff like that are going to be as fun as Night of the Creeps or. But yeah, I guess
Creep's a good movie.
Yeah, it's so good. All right, let's close this up for the night, and we will see you guys next week. We'll record again on Monday, and we'll do our episode on Splinter, which came out in 2007. So make sure.
What's Splinter about?
2008.
2008. Sorry, I don't know why I keep saying
it's about an infectious virus. And
I thought it was creatures though.
You'll see.
Yeah, it is a creature feature. I know
They
that.
turn into wood and they get all splintery, and then somebody goes,
You'll see.
"Owie!"
Man, yeah, I know we'll talk about it next week, but I'm very looking forward to seeing this one because I really like Shea Wiggum, and he's the main character in this
Chief
movie.
Wiggum?
No, Shea Wiggum.
Bait my wood.
And
Bake them away, toys.
with one of the teens from Road Trip that hasn't been relevant in
Steve
a very
Zahn?
No, he's not in Road Trip.
Oh, he was in Wrong Turn. Sorry.
Yeah, this guy was
Same
in.
shit.
He was in 40 Days and 40 Nights, all those like 90s sex comedies. I guess early 2000s sex comedies. But yeah, just do you mind I read the synopsis for this one just
Sure.
to get people excited about it? Because everyone, like, I know Boozy really, you like this movie quite a bit.
The whole reason I picked this, I guess if you already kind of segued for that, the whole reason I picked it is because I feel it's a movie that's very underrated and not a lot of people have seen it.
Yeah, so it's a good time for you to, maybe discover a hidden gem here. But the synopsis is, trapped in an isolated gas station by a ferocious splinter parasite that transforms its still living victims into deadly hosts, a young couple and an escaped convict must find a way to work together to survive this primal terror. Sounds awesome. Sounds like my shit. So I'm looking forward to that. That's Splinter from 2007. It's 2008. I know. All right. Yeah. So we'll see you guys next week. Thank you for listening. Make sure to check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Like and subscribe.
If anybody does end up watching Splinter before we record, send in how you feel about it. We'd love to hear from people, and I feel sometimes we don't have any
I have
interaction.
never heard anybody talk about Splinter besides you. So
Bryson's very excited. I
Yeah.
talked to him about that already.
Well, it's cool though if we could get some people to get some eyes on this thing.
Yeah, or get, give us feedback about this episode.
Can't
If you
wait to
think that
shit
we're
on it
fucking
next week.
wrong.
I'm coming
Yeah.
back with a vengeance. Sleepwalkers forever.
Okay.
Okay, good
you
night,
say,
everybody.
You say bye-bye.
Oh, everybody, good night and stay spooky.
Stay spooky.